Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest mini from Dissonant Waves, the latest Minisode. Talking about the end of the year. What? Wow.
I mean, is it a mini-sode? I guess it is. But it's also kind of like, we still are finishing up some loose ends before we get into it.
We are. We
But isn't
are.
that isn't that kind of an episode?
But we're not each three bringing something to the table.
That is true. That is true.
Two
Oh,
of
so
us
hi, I'm
technically
here.
are. But yeah, Ritz is here.
Yeah. Yes. Trix is done the classic Trix moment, I think we can call it.
Yeah.
Um she'll probably show up before the episode ends. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas or a uh yeah, probably just a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
We're not as woke as we want to be.
Especially Trix.
Yeah, still sleep. Still sleep. Um, but yeah, we are covering a little bit today, Dominic.
Yeah.
We are well, by we I mean mostly me out of us two. Uh, forgot to forgot to do something last weekend. It's only fair. You did pick it,
I did.
so we're doing that Private Mountain album. We want to, I guess, cover that before the year ends, and then I picked just a little playlist of songs, 10 different songs, just to kind of quickly gloss over. And more importantly, I kind of picked it for the sake of, I think these are songs that could affect some rankings and stuff by the end here. So let's get them in at the end, see if that does so. But
Yeah.
I think we should start off with the Private Mountain album, don't you, Dominic?
Art on the sleeve, 10,000 Better Days by Private Mountain. To recap, they followed me on Instagram after we posted the Matsutui interview. And, as this show is established, if you want to get our attention, just do that. And we'll
Yeah,
respond in kind.
we have at no moment in our lives tried to claim that we are anything other than attention whores.
Plus, it's just covering more music. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we want to do.
Actually, I got to brag because I recently just got Mudrat to follow me, and I didn't
Ooh.
even try. I know, I'm so happy, and I'll explain why as we go into this episode.
I don't even think that
But
episode's
I
been
feel like,
posted yet, so that's doubly impressive.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, Hard and Sleeve, 10,000 Better Days. This is this is kind of cool, actually. I think this is better that we gave this its own its own episode, even if I don't think it was going to be the best of last week. Nor
Yeah.
has it affected my album's rankings, but this is still cool. I mean, I like what they got going on with this sound.
I mean, if there's
It's not,
any album that could have broken off and had its own thing, I guess this is the one that worked out.
yeah, in a way. I mean, I don't think it ends up being the most unique sound, especially since we've covered a lot of this kind of I guess emo sounding stuff from Australia this year, thanks to me. That being said, I wouldn't necessarily call it just an emo album.
No.
It's more it's more kind of got a Wednesday style in that kind of grungy thing.
It's got that. It has a little. I noticed a bit of like Radiohead ish like vocal
Yeah,
layering and like effects.
yeah.
So there's a little bit of that. I actually really like this.
Yeah, again, it doesn't break my rankings for the year. It doesn't change it, but it's still like a good recommendation.
Yeah,
It just I feel like there's a year where this probably is in my top 25 if I look at the previous if I look at previous years and what I have put in my top albums, I'll go like, ah, yeah, maybe this is there. But it's been a really strong year.
I mean it's been an extremely strong year, and having the one more is a double-edged sword, right? Getting the most recent attention, but you have to throw it against everything else.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, kind of.
is this better than everything else we've listened to? Yes and no, but like, man,
I mean, I feel bad because I went to Good Things, and that's because I could get a cheap Good Things ticket. I wanted to see Refused, and I kind of wanted to see Tool and Weezer, and everything else in between. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go catch that. But my backup plan, well, it was Fear of Horses at the Mosh Pit Bar in the day. But at night, Private Mountain were playing a Sydney show. They were opening for an artist called Lucky.
well, that's cool.
So they were my backup plan that day if I couldn't get a cheap ticket. Unfortunately, I did. So sorry, Private Mountain. I would have loved to have seen you guys live, but it just didn't come to fruition this year.
Had you heard of them before I picked them?
Nope. It was kind of just a really funny coincidence.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, like I've heard of Lucky because back when she was going by her actual name and stuff, she opened for garage sale and stuff. So yeah, it was just kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I see the
Yeah,
the Lucky posting on their Instagram.
I like it. I couldn't tell you a least favorite from this just because this is not a week in which I've been thinking about what is my least favorite stuff.
Yeah.
But the opener Hannibal Buress I definitely took away quite a lot, and that I think if there's anything I've taken away to get into my rankings, yeah, Hannibal Buress at least managed to. I'll do a little spoiler here because by the time this episode's out, it'll be up anyway. Hannibal Buress didn't sneak into my 100, but it snuck into my 200.
Well, that's nice.
Yes.
I actually quite like I like Cannibal Beers. I like Still There a lot. The last two tracks, Ascertain and Coffee Grounds, are quite nice as well. It's a familiar sound, but it's good vibes. Is really what it is. Like there's
Yeah, they,
nothing.
they they just do it well, and it just makes for a good album.
Yeah, there's nothing that is not meant to be there. There's nothing that sounds off. It just has a very good feeling throughout that makes you want to like it. And I think some of these songs are going to get stuck in my head. Like I that opening line is still there. Has already wormed its way into my head quite deep, and I think this affected me more than it affected you. We'll say that.
That's probably true, but I think the biggest disservice that we could have done to this year would have been just to say, sorry, we forgot this album, don't cover it. I think,
Yeah, why
and
would we do that?
especially proven by one of the songs sneaking into my 200
Yeah,
for the case of like, yeah, well, like it's good. I wish it was well, I don't really wish that it was something that would have broken all my rankings everywhere just for the sake of it was hell ranking stuff this year. But I feel bad when I say, "Oh, it was great, we've covered it." It's great that we covered it, but then like it hasn't really affected anything. It's just because that just sounds like a bit of a cop out. But oh well.
it. I mean, yes, but every album has its chance, right? We gotta
Yeah,
give it the good old run around to make sure we shake that tree and whatever falls out
yeah,
falls out.
absolutely.
Annie, what do you
So
got?
yeah, good, good sad boy vibes. I yeah, I definitely haven't come away as much as you've loved it, but I still like it quite a lot. I think it's a really good album. And that's just going to say that there were a lot of albums this year I thought were a really good album because there were a lot that I was so
Oh
in that
yes,
same vibe didn't make my top 25.
this was probably one of the hardest years of rankings. I think
Yeah, I find it crazy. Like you've seen my albums list in a year where Garage Sale put out an album, they're not in my albums list.
in a year where we've had several artists that we love return, it's amazing how much stuff is new.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess you want to talk about the 10 songs to finish the year playlist that I created.
Yeah, but I will say again, Private Mountain, if you were listening, I really enjoy this. Very good work.
Okay, what song do you want to start off with, Dominic? Because we've got 10 here. I
Yes,
think I
let's just
think we'll leave. You choose first. Actually, I won't choose what we leave to the end.
let's just run through it as it's numbered.
As it's numbered.
Yeah.
Uh, sure. Why not? I guess number one to start it off with. Rate's last official track,
Organ.
Organ. Yeah. So it's a 2025 release. You can find it on a charity compilation
Hmm.
last year, but in the sake of I can't be fucked ranking everything, and by the way that charity compilation is close enough to the cutoff, 2025 release. Don't think too much into it.
I'm not going to.
Uh nah. But yep, Freight released Organ as an official single in March this year. Soon afterwards, the whole moving of the members away. I think then one of them was in Melbourne and stuff. Now they've decided the band's done. They're not interested in trying to replace a member or anything like that. They're just going to move on to other projects. Probably move some of those songs and stuff they're working on to Freight into those other projects.
So
But
not so basically doing the same thing Twine did, but not continuing.
um, yeah, I guess maybe I don't know for sure if they're going to use previous stuff because Try and also like released all their previous stuff kind of in that EP.
Right.
So
But they
like the rest of
moved,
it's all
things
going to be in
happened.
Melbourne. Yeah, yeah. I know they moved to Melbourne. Yeah. In a way, don't think too hard about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, as far as the song goes, I was not particularly moved by the song. I think the Freight album was much better.
fuck, I gotta disagree with you so much there. I think this is better than anything on the Freight album.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I love that Freight album. Don't get me wrong. I just love Freight.
And that was a top. That was a top end of year one for me, I believe.
Yeah, this is the most well produced song they've released. It sounds so much cleaner than anything off the album, and I think it just absolutely works because of that. I just love that build up. I love it's not quite that screaming outro of "I'm sorry," which I know really got you going, and that's fair.
I mean,
It
that
is
song is incredible.
that is that is like a top fucking moment of last year.
Yes.
But I don't know. It all just fucking worked for me on this one. It's generally one of my favorite songs this year.
And, I mean, I appreciate that. That's actually really cool. It just
Yeah.
for me, from what I listened to it this week, did not make much of an impression at all.
That's just kind of funny to see, I guess.
It's one of those things, right? Like how it hits you. That's what usually what matters. Sometimes the weirdest song can hit you the right way at the right time. Sometimes the best song or the best album just doesn't do anything for you. Like
I can see. I mean, it definitely doesn't have that kind of same weirdness that the first album had.
but it doesn't change my appreciation. Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't particularly have much to say about the Blind Equation album this year, but I still really like Blind Equation.
Yeah. I mean, that's these are going to be like you just wash over everything, but we're doing 10 of these, so I think I'll make up for it.
Don't count your chickens yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, the second one on this special features Che Guevara T-shirt. This song came number 2 in the 4ZZZ Hot 100 this year. After about a year of me expecting it to win it, there is a video of them playing at Neverworld. You can see me at the front screaming along to this song.
Your fame yet builds.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, the big fucking reason I thought it was going to win that 4ZZZ thing was like watching it live at Neverworld, and it wasn't just me screaming along; it was the whole of that fucking venue.
What won over it?
So what?
What won ahead of it?
Oh, a band called Mitch Please. They're fine. I don't hate the
Better
song
than
that came number
political.
1. Nah, it wasn't. But 4ZZZ Countdown's like fucking wild. It's not about if it won, if it was political or not. It's someone described it to me as it's not about Brisbane voting for what they think the best song is. It's about which Brisbane artist can convince the most of their friends to vote for them.
Okay, so it's like the Game Awards. You just got to get everyone to vote for Wuthering Waves, and it'll win the player's choice.
Basically, yeah. But also a lot less voters. Like this is a very underground radio station.
Right, instead of the millions, it's maybe a few thousand.
Yeah,
I enjoy like this more political slant on things. I don't know. It's a cool little song. You apparently know it really well. I'm guessing when did it come out? May. Okay.
Yeah, it's been around for a bit. It's one of those songs I like because I just like I usually like say like political songs that aren't political but act like they are like the worst kind of music.
Yeah.
And this is a song that I don't think it's actually about anything specifically politically, but the more important aspect is that everything that it does say, though, it is still taking a stance on.
Yeah, like when you're saying you want to put on a Che Guevara t-shirt that does say something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not saying, I just want to grill.
It's mad about something with the government. I don't know exactly what.
With Dave Crisafilli, the Liberal government in Brisbane, and looking to David Crisafilli, and there's a couple of some really fucking draconian laws that they're trying to bring into Brisbane. Even putting outside the stance on abortion and all that. One of the kind of big problems that's come up, and it's kind of also what won the election was the whole adult crime, adult time campaign that was going around, which was basically trying to increase the incarceration of young children, which in this country has usually gone towards targeting Aboriginal children.
That seems like a weird platform to run on.
That's what they were running on.
Let's throw more people in jail.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So, calling him a joke of a man, I think might be an understatement.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rebel against the man.
Yeah, that's why I picked that one. I think we've covered a couple of political songs, which who was it? It was the I think it was one of the Lucas Skookus hardcore ones, wasn't it?
Oh, Nostalgia?
But yeah, but it did the intro song, which I wasn't too keen on as a song. I thought it was just kind of like, this is just naming every one of your stances.
Yeah.
Which still puts it above a lot of things and stuff like that. But I feel like, that's the two songs to kind of compare.
Oh, sure.
Here's an actual song, and here's just the stances. It's like, it's cool. It's cool, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you open your shows with this kind of stuff. But ranking it as a song is kind of like, I can't really do that.
I mean,
and I was seeing that kind of same thing going into song form, and it's just like, oh, no, shit, this is great.
I mean, it's not. I assume at some point they may turn those political stances into more songs. Who knows?
Oh yeah, yes. I would assume so too.
It'd be cool to see a show that opens up with that intro track. But yeah, a song like this, you get much more out of it. It's one thing to say "Free Palestine"; it's another thing to actually mean it.
Also, worth mentioning as well in that live performance at Neverworld, the line of being against the murder of Palestinians makes me an extremist has actually changed to I saw Nazis marching on the bridge, and somehow I'm the extremist, which is not a reference to the Harvard Bridge the anti-Israel pro-Palestine march on Harvard Bridge. I'm probably getting some details wrong, but you know what I mean. It's actually a reference to an actual neo-Nazi march that happened, I believe, in Story Bridge in Brisbane.
Jeez.
Yeah. And basically calling is the whole inaction of calling these people extremists.
I thought we had it bad here.
So
Nazis are fucking everywhere.
I think it's a bit, I'm going to say ignorant and insult really, but it's kind of like, America's got its own problems and everything like that, but it's also not like everything's exclusive. It's the world, man. It's fucked.
Yeah.
All right.
Ticking sound. Pictures of Yuki.
Off the political one, so back to the emo. So we actually covered this song a while back in one of your favorite albums of that year, Dominic, I believe.
December 15, Lord Gladstone?
Yes.
How could I forget?
And I guess about nearly 2 years afterwards, actually almost 2 years. It's like 10 days and 3 months beforehand. Before that.
Well, this is December 15th that we're recording on, so.
It is 2 years now. Fuck. Shit, it's been 2 years since I saw pictures of Yuki live. For the first time. And Freezer and Doris live for the first time. That was a good show. Yeah. Finally got a proper recorded studio version of the song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This one's cool. I don't know. Some of these did not hit for me, and I think it's just from the way we did it.
It's the same thing with Freight for me. I like just how clear this sounds now. Having actually able, I guess, to not have to deal with that muffled production that's on the obvious demo, and hearing a much clearer version of the song, and I was at that pop out a lot more for me and actually allow me to properly appreciate it.
I think I just need to sit down with more pictures with Yuki and just appreciate more. There are songs on this playlist that I definitely gravitated to. We'll get to
that. Yeah. I'm sure there will be. I was going to make a joke, but we'll wait till we get to it.
We're still at the top of the list.
I can't believe I put the bottom song just below the bottom. Or just above the bottom, sorry. But yeah, I don't think this is a song that's I'm going to talk about over and over and over and over about. But I really like the vibes that's going on in here. I like, I guess, the explosions of sound that pop out a lot more in the actual proper produced version of this song.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say more than that, to be honest.
It's something I will think about when we cover them properly.
That's fair. They're still yet to put out an album. They, have been a part of that compilation album. They haven't even put out an EP. It's all just singles at the moment. So it's cool to see that they are turning this into something, but also knowing the other bands and stuff that Hamish, the singer and probably the frontman of Pictures of Yuki, is a part of. Funnily enough, I found out only a couple of weeks ago, one of them is another band that's in this list. However, he's only the drummer of that. But also we've got we've also got Chess Master as well, which has a very similar style yet different, which I think when you look at old gigs of these bands, you can see some Chess Master songs are playing some Pictures of Yuki and some Pictures of Yuki playing some Chess Master, and it becomes a split of which is which. And I'm sure that probably has taken a toll on what songs come out for which band.
But that's also a question of like, why does it really matter?
Yeah,
Play
they got similar sound, but it's how it is. But yeah, I like this. I guess it just didn't really stand out for you, and I think that's fair.
Now, I will say this is real. Did stand out a little bit more. Feeble Little Horse. We've covered them before.
I think this would be a hard one for it to not stand out, since there's a bit of a jump scare in it.
And it feels a little more developed than the album that we did, or was it? I think it was an album.
It was an album. Go with Fish.
Yeah.
This is a wild track for only 3 minutes. There's a lot that goes on in this one. So I think if this one didn't stand out, and stand out is different from liking, but if it didn't stand out, I think it would mean you didn't listen to it.
I just think about the quote I remember reading from Feeble Little Horse, where they talk about not liking long songs.
Yeah.
I can see you like kind of backing that up now. If the shorter songs or the regular length songs are impactful for their length, then absolutely you can say.
Yeah. Chaotic, but yet still kind of soft.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's also somehow, despite that jump scare, like, it's really cute. Feeble Little Horse is just a really cute band. I just don't know how else to describe them.
Is it because they're called Feeble Little Horse?
Maybe. I mean, that it is just a cute name, isn't it?
It is.
Would you not want to just cuddle a Feeble Little Horse?
You're worried about crushing it.
Yeah, maybe. Or the little horse bug that is the cover art. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's cute as well.
So many.
It's like a PS2. Yeah, it's like a PS2 little butterfly bug thing.
How
It's
cute.
like so cute. Yeah. I think this is a surprising little track, but the more I've listened to it this year, like the more I've like gone like actually like these parts are really kind of catchy.
That's valid. It's not my favorite on this list, but it's definitely one that stuck out. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
I was a little not feeling Feeble Little Horse at the album, but I think this has brought me back a little bit.
I think that's fair. All right, number 5, Jormax, the debut song by CRAINING.
Hell fucking yeah, brother.
Yeah, this was released November 29th, so just before the cutoff.
I talked to the
I finalized my rankings.
He says I'm done for.
I genuinely believe if this had more time, it would be a top 10 song for me this year. However, have finished my rankings, and despite that, it still got pretty high. This song scares me in the right ways.
This is a wonderful song. This is a fascinating song. I love they're really embracing the craning idea.
Yeah.
All the reviews are about crane materials and construction. There's a link to Brisbane abrasiveblasting.com.au.
Yeah, I've heard many a story about their live set. I am still pissed that they got sick and we couldn't see them play that at Parry Loading Dock, because to see this band in a fucking car park that size would have gone off. Oh. So like James Walker, that's the person who does the voice at the end of the song, one of the guitarists, does drums for Plano, runs season 3 with Nick Smehurst, or I think I said his name right.
Oh, interesting.
And he is one of the cutest guys I've ever met. He's so lovely.
And that's why it was recorded at season 3.
Yeah. Like it's kind of funny. You meet this guy and he's just so nice, and he's kind of got that He almost has like a shy boy persona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you watch him drum and you watch him play guitar and all that, and it's some of the heaviest fucking shit.
I would argue that Lucas Gilkis has somewhat of a shy boy personality.
That's fair. Yeah, not to make the whole basis of liking a song based on the personality, especially when it's not even not the main singer on this. Who she's just she's saying some fucking classic lines on this song.
Yes.
Get the fuck off my Fred. You clearly weren't breastfed. I haven't had a hug in 10 weeks. I haven't had a fucking 10 years.
Fucking incredible.
It's so good. It's surreal. It's like terminally not mine. It's fuck at points as well. But it's just, holy fuck. What a song.
I was shocked that you could just fucking pull this out of thin air almost.
I kind of just knew that it had to be, like, you had to at least have been made aware of this song before we did our rankings of this year. It deserves it. It's so good. I spoilers as it is, but people who have already seen this. I won't say the exact one just for you, Dominic, but despite this being November 29th, which the cutoff, the last day is November 30th, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a November 31st in life, but sometimes I forget that.
It's 30th, yes.
Yes. I don't think I've ever had a song that's released that late get in my top 25.
Hell yeah.
But this has done that. And there's no way in hell am I going to regret that, because holy fuck. Oh, that's just, it's intense.
It's
like that outro with the TikTok eugenicist part. You don't even talking about how the way she just screams and it gets just heavy and this kind of almost like random
at the end of each one.
Yeah, and it's just fucking so good.
Yeah, incredible pick.
Yeah,
incredible song, fantastic debut. I hope they do more.
Oh, there's no doubt. I believe the band has possibly moved to Melbourne. I know the drummer is actually drumming with Trine at the moment.
Interesting.
Yeah, see how it goes. Anyway, next song that I picked, I kind of picked this one for you, Dominic, since we covered the rest of the discography this year. I figured, you know what, they did have one more song. So VCR from Juno Eclipse, featuring Our Mutual Friend, which is basically just Juno Eclipse, since two of the members of Juno Eclipse are 2/3 of the member of Our Mutual Friend, and I'm pretty sure that the female vocalist of Our Mutual Friend is dating one of those members.
Wonderful.
So it's basically just an emo love song.
I like this. From this point on, though, from 5 to the end, this is the weakest song of the bunch.
I disagree.
Okay, there may be one I might put below it.
I put this as my favorite from 6 to 10.
Interesting.
This will probably be a hot take for some, but probably not a hot take for others. And I say this having liked Juno Eclipse this year. I think this is actually my favorite Juno Eclipse song this year.
Incredible. I do not agree, but I do like Juno Eclipse.
I like how sincere it just feels as in cute as a love song. This feels. It feels like, it's isn't the most creatively written love song, no, but it feels like it was just and two people who wrote this because they just wanted to like genuinely share their craft together.
Well, maybe they just don't know about what love is, just haven't felt it.
Whoa. But it's like the most indie out of all the Juno Eclipse tracks.
Yeah, and that's not bad. That's a nice variety. Yeah. I give them some credit for that.
And it also probably helps that I've seen this song played live, and it's really good live as well.
I can believe that, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean it was mostly picked to close off the Juno Eclipse stuff, since we basically had covered everything else.
You understand now. We like to cover everything the artist does.
We like to cover everything, even if it's only a quick little short one. Anyway,
sometimes that's what you need.
On to the next one. This is the one that Hamish drums for. Sover, on your side.
Oh, this is so fucking pretty.
I know.
It's so fucking pretty.
I like to call Sover the dark Australian Goldie's Anxiety.
I guess. I can see that.
It's like it's like anti-goalies anxiety in a way. Like it has the same vibe that they give off, but it's definitely a lot darker of a sound that they have.
Oh, I always meant to ask you. Did you see that the Goalie Anxiety was doing merch?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I got an email like a couple months ago that they were putting out a T-shirt. I'm like, what?
I thought they broke up.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck.
Crazy.
Let's go. Let's go. Goalies anxiety, come back, please. Um, yeah. I agree. This is a really pretty track. So lovely. It's very minimalistic as well. It's like it has kind of that usage of silence.
Yes, but it.
And it's funny because I was talking to Hamish at the garage sale show where Sover opened, and Sover is basically this band that's like whole associated with the whole emo scene, especially in Wollongong. And Hamish is like, yeah, they don't like listen to slowcore or anything like that. They listen to Bob Dylan.
No.
The two main members who do the songwriting and stuff, and I think that's just really funny because that just goes back to like Homer's Ware style of songwriting.
Is Bob
You
Dylan
know,
emo?
I think so.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Uh, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if Bob Dylan is emo. Let me search up the Wikipedia page. So scroll down. Let's see. Du- 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 du. Let's see. Scroll down. Uh, let's see. I I could have couldn't sworn he dated a high schooler.
Oh
Oh, that would make it an emo.
damn.
Can't see it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Hopefully
Oh,
they were on a compilation in 2023
uh, ooh, which one were they on? I
called "I Will
forget.
Stay Here Forever."
Oh, adorable.
A bunch of bands I have not heard of, such
Uh,
as Gawshock, Salmon 50, Frogurt or Frogurt maybe.
yeah. 750 and Frogger are basically like similar bands. They come off in the full like Freezer offshoots.
Okay.
Uh, and Gelder's Weapon is like also something that's like off or something in there. Same with like Garfism. They've done like a couple of remixes and stuff. They're like in the hyperpop stuff or hypersram something. No, I'm saying this like with a bit of it coming out my ass, but yeah. So it's a little Australian compilation it seems. So probably like a Wollongong compilation actually. More laughing about it. But yeah, this is really really beautiful, really soft,
Yes.
really really nice listen.
Nice.
I got to see this band do both their main set and acoustic set, and it's just lovely to just shut up and listen.
A nice contrast to Drawmax, but wonderful nonetheless.
Yeah. All right. Indie Girl wants to listen to your song "Friends" and featuring Bigger Boot.
Bigger boot, bigger boot.
Bigger Boot, Bigger Boot, Bigger Boot. Bigger
Let
Boot is back, baby.
let the record show. I began this year, 2025, by meeting Bigger Boot himself.
Yep.
What a wild
And
time!
now we're gonna end it with covering exactly one Bigger Boot song this year.
And that's gonna be the excuse I need to make our picture together the episode art.
Yep.
This is a nice song.
Yeah, I it's definitely got that kind of meme nature that Bigger Boots Bigger Boots album had quite a lot of that kind of shitpost elements in the production. Let's to claim otherwise would be to say, okay, then having the yeah woo break is serious music.
It's like saying
That
that
being
using the Pokemon Ruby sound font is somehow.
yeah. That being said, the actual music itself is serious. Don't get me wrong about
Yes.
that. But you definitely used I guess a bit of that for almost comic relief at times, I would say.
And that can be very useful.
Yeah.
It's not relying on
And
it. It's using it in the right way.
this feels like a whole shitpost turned into a serious song as well. Because the whole idea is like, oh, there's an indie girl who wants to listen to your song, and all the lyrics are about that. And it's and I kind of I guess almost a kind of a joke, but it's cliche storyline that you get from stuff like fucking Garden State or 500 Days of Summer. Kind of that vibe turned into what is a bedroom emo song.
And it feels like a new expansion for Bigger Boot in a way too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe more the Friends End style. This is actually our introduction to Friends End.
Yeah.
And so, apologies on that. But I like this more than I liked anything off Bigger Boot's last EP.
I think that's valid. I think if this is what is possible for Bigger Boot, even if it's in a collaborative state, there's much more to come.
Yeah, in such a short amount of time, you can just see a lot happens in this song, and they tried a lot of different production styles. I would almost say this is a very conceptual song more than it is anything else, but I think it works in its favor.
I can agree with that in both ways. Yeah, it is very conceptual, but I think it works as a, how do I put it? It's that step you need to take sometimes when you are actually trying to work as a writer and trying to go beyond your usual writing stuff.
Mm.
Like make the song about a girl that wants to listen to you. Go ahead and have fun with it. It'll be a different topic than your firing from your job, your resignation.
Which, don't get me wrong, making a whole album about getting fired from JB Hi-Fi, that was peak.
I mean, that was incredible.
But
it worked really well.
You can really only do it once.
Yeah.
Nah, don't get me wrong. The EP wasn't trying to be that again. The EP was the takeaway was Bigger Boot trying to do a short little kind of like time capsule into and kind of explore, which is cool. I like the idea more than I like the EP.
The documentary style EP.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is more going to be the style of what Friends End is going to go into, or what Bigger Boot is going to go into. Apparently, Bigger Boot has started making the next album and all that, and eventually, at some point, we're going to see it. We really fucking hope that we're going to see it because, I mean, A Fork in My Fingers was incredible.
Ooh, Friends End has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, so they worked with Tires. Why do I think sound familiar?
I don't know. I think the more important thing is us to take from this is that Bigger Boot is still doing stuff, which is like, thank fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Something to tie us along until the next album is like, I will take that. Alrighty. Dominic, I think this is one that's more up your alley, or I guess this is more your domain.
This is my responsibility, I suppose. The bottom song by the Weekend Run Club.
Yep.
Everyone thinks he's a bottom, but he's really just depressed.
I'm going to say something about the song, and I'm gonna apologize in advance, Dominic.
Go ahead.
You may agree. This is the most TikTok song they've ever released.
Oh, 100%.
And unfortunately, it shows as a full song. I think it is that opening line that they've got in there to advertise the song, and the rest of it just kind of exists, and it as a different song, and as filler. I'm
kind of someone who has seen the TikToks, I can tell you 100% that that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I had a lot higher hopes of the song than what we got. It's been out since December last year, so it's actually, I think it was December last year. Was it?
Oh shit.
Yes, December 6th. So this is over a year old as the song. The unfortunate reality for Weekend Run Club on this song is that it didn't work. It didn't become a big song.
It doesn't even have any listens listed on Spotify.
Yeah, it does. It has about 25,000.
Oh shit! It's just not showing for me. Never mind.
Yeah. I think you're on web or something.
I just have to expand my screen a little bit. Never mind.
Yeah, and I say that's not really liking the song. I still find it a disappointment that Weekend Run Club hasn't had. They really only have Holiday, which isn't really a big hit. It's it's gotten traction onto some playlists and gotten them some followers. Yes, which is still great.
I think Prince of Wales did okay. The music video definitely got more attention than our music video.
It's okay on the streams and stuff like that, but like, it's not great either. It's about it's probably doing a bit better than the bottom song.
I need to just remind people, I did direct a music video for Weekend Run Club, so bias here. You go.
Yeah, yes.
But that said, I did. This is the other song I thought was the weakest of the second half.
Yeah, find myself the most disappointed in this one. I'm trying not to compare it to their Zoo era because their Zoo era is such a completely different lineup that I can understand such a different sound change.
Well,
And I think this does compare to Liminal Space Race.
like Mitchell has been so focused on being like a TikTok star. I don't know how much you've seen.
I've seen as much as I have. I haven't really seen that much.
Like
Yeah, that's not my main focus. I mean,
he's done so many videos about like here's how to sing like this person, here's how to sing like this person, here's how to sing like this person, and it's doing that thing that PR people want musicians to do is get TikTok famous,
yeah,
have your thing.
I hate that so much.
And
just I wish the music industry could just let these artists just focus on making the actual art instead of making
and like
content.
he's a vocal coach
because
too,
I know
so like there
I
is
know.
that aspect to it as well.
I mean, I remember when we first covered Zoo, and I had some people go and say like they didn't like the voice, and I had other people say they loved it. I've always felt listening to Weekend Run Club that I've actually loved Mitchell's voice. I thought it's always fitted so well with the style of music that they do, and even on this song, I I agree, it still fits fine.
Yeah.
And it's like the competency is there, but it shows with that kind of whole pressure, I guess, of doing it as a TikTok song that the art is suffering. And that's why I think I don't like this song so much, is I just know how good Weekend Run Club can be. I know just what happens when you allow Mitchell to just show his art instead of showing content. And that's why I wish the music industry would just back off
I agree.
and let artists be artists, but that's just not how it is.
And as a vocal coach, he has worked with Hot Mulligan at arm's length, so I cannot dock that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Great. My problem with this song is largely that I think the production kind of sucks.
It's not that great, I will
It
admit.
just sounds very thin. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't like have oomph to it at all.
It's very surface level.
If you want to be if it's about being a bottomer but dealing with your emotion, you really want to go into it. Like I feel like that song needs a bit of bass to it. Needs a bit of like fucking feeling and emotion to it.
Yeah.
And this feels like a TikTok fad. This feels like something that's gonna come and go.
Yeah, I unfortunately just I wanted to pick this song because for the sake of they released it as a song a year ago. We hadn't talked about it, and this is like probably the prime time to talk about it. In a short kind of throwaway and all that. And I guess it's not really so much of a throwaway because we talked about a bit about it, but yeah, it's going to show. We do put our biases aside. We do criticize, and we hate criticizing people that we like. We hate criticizing, picking anything to criticize. Full stop. Because we like to highlight stuff that we love on this podcast more so than we like to highlight stuff that we hate.
And I've known Mitchell for several years at this point.
Yeah. So, and I always go when we're doing this, and I'm sure Mitchell is. If they're listening, would know that we obviously have no harm towards Mitchell. They are fantastic guests when they were on. Lovely persons to talk to.
They were very seriously. We worked really well on doing the music video. I have no complaints there.
But at a certain point, you do just go and say, sometimes at art, you just have to unfortunately say the truth, and that truth is, you really didn't like it.
If it's a choice between having them get kicked off the record label because they're not doing the content and having more of this, I'd rather them fucking be off the label.
I would agree.
But I mean, that said,
But that is a selfish take from us, just wanting what we know can be in the art that we want.
But my question though, I'm curious because like I don't follow a ton of Say 10 bands. The only other Say 10 band I know is Dog Park Dissidents,
which we also had some criticisms to our last album.
But I also don't see Dog Park Dissidents doing so much content. Maybe I'm just not seeing it.
I haven't really seen Weekend Run Club do much content in the past year as well. I know they do have the Christmas song out, which is now a 2026 cycle stuff. We haven't covered it, so
I mean, it's just the last Christmas cover, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it does count as 2026 cycle.
Sure. I mean, maybe Dog
That
Park is out there making videos. Maybe Mitchell's doing this because Mitchell wants to, and that's fine too.
yeah,
Maybe I'm misinterpreting and
we
thinking
are
it's the
we
record
are
level. Label.
we are just the opinion of two music nerds on the internet.
Yeah. Either way, I really think, you know, even this compares even to the EP that Mitchell put out a few years ago too, right? Like that was
Yeah,
when
with
Mitchell
Five
was.
Milk, that was yeah, I won't lie and say I've gone back to that EP many times, but it was a cute little EP that I did like.
And it was that was an example of Mitchell trying to produce like for like the first time, more or less.
Yeah,
Like take the reins, more or less, and according to the credits on this song, produced by Mitchell. So
yeah. So Dear Man Down is no longer on Spotify.
what?
Uh, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Um, I did have it as my number 10 EP of that year, which I mean, I also probably didn't have as much EPs that year. I'm going to be truly honest.
Sure.
That like I would have put into consideration, but I still thought it was a good EP, and I'm sure if I go back to it, which I'll have to find how I go back to it, I'll probably go back and say, yeah, I did fuck with some of these sounds going on. I haven't gone back to it in a while.
Are you? Where are you looking for it? Oh, I see. It is off. Damn.
Yeah. Oh well. Um, I'm not really going to say anything else. I don't think there's anything else to say. It is
We're both
probably in
disappointed.
terms of this whole thing. Yeah, I'd say of the whole 10 songs, this is my least favorite.
Yeah, I really wasn't hoping this to be the case, but it kind of is. Yeah. I think Wicked
It
Run
just
Club can
happens.
do a lot more. Mitchell can do a lot more as a producer, as a
I'm
writer, as a singer.
As the optimist, I'm pretty sure they will do a lot more, and I goddamn hope.
I just
I still think I'm comparing. I shouldn't because it's a different sound, but I still do think that Zoo is like an incredible fucking indie album.
yes, wonderful album. So much range, so much breadth, so much depth for a debut.
Yeah.
And this just feels so brittle to me.
All right, last song, so we can get on to rankings. Japan, the debut single from Dirty Harry. This is a Brisbane band that was recommended to me. They came 7th in the 4ZZZ Hot 100,
Wow.
and I heard it, and I just went, fuck yeah, Aussie Wednesday.
It really just says Aussie Wednesday.
This is Aussie Wednesday.
Yeah.
I have no reason other for picking this than other than I just wanted to listen to Aussie Wednesday.
That's what it sounds like.
It's good, though. Fuck if I care what you think, Dominic. It's Aussie Wednesday, baby.
I liked it. I'm agreeing. I think this is great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, that's just what it is.
Yeah. Will I complain? No. Do I want them to change their sound? No. Aussie Wednesday. Let's fucking go. Yeah. All right. That was a fun little experiment. Yeah. So,
this is cool. Thank you for doing this.
yeah, I think that was a good way to end the year. Just to go and say, hey, we don't really do that much often. I'm not going to say that we've never done it before because we obviously have. Dominic, you picked that like probably one of the most memorable picks you've ever done was doing the mixtape where you didn't tell us any song title.
Yes.
You just said listen to it, find it out, and I think I found it all out in a day.
You did, and I was a little hoping it wouldn't be that easy, but it was what it was.
I was dedicated. I mean, some of the songs I had heard, like you had fucking "Don't Lick the Swing Set."
Yes, I did.
And I was like, oh fuck, I've been listening to this the whole year, so fuck, I know what that one is. And then there was some other ones and stuff like that, where there was some other like a little hints that came around and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, hold on, what if I search this up? It's like, yeah,
If I remember correctly, I think the one that took you the longest was the Algiers track.
Yeah, the Algiers track, which is like, how did that take me the fucking longest to find? I love Algiers, so I always love that 2019 the song Dispossession, and that's around the same time, but whatever. We don't really do it like this though. We don't really go like, here's a good wrap up of singles this year. Just to the amount of times that we just go like, oh, here's a song from last year, and like, it's really good, but like it doesn't get to go into that rankings because it's last year. And yeah, not to say that all 10 songs are going to get into your ranking here, Dominic, but yeah, it's giving these a chance. It's doing that, and yeah, I think it's a good way to end a year. We'll see if I remember to do it next year.
I mean, I will say that we made it the whole year without me having us cover Lady Gaga, so that was an achievement.
That's an incredible one. Honestly, I was surprised that in the end we didn't just pick the new King Gizzard album to pick on the final day.
We already did the one earlier in the year, so
Yeah, we
we've
did
done
one
our
earlier in
credit.
the year. We've done our King Gizzard for the year. So this is actually the first. I can spoil a huge thing of my rankings. This is the first year since 2017. So last year was the first year that they didn't make 100 for me.
Uh-huh.
This is the first year since 2017 that they were in none of my rankings. Full stop.
Damn, Phantom Island didn't hit.
Phantom Island didn't hit. I saw it live and orchestral, and I think it was cool, but it still didn't hit enough.
Oh well.
I'm glad that I got to see it. I thought it was a really interesting experiment, and that's why I love King Gizzard, because I know that I can still come back to them, and they will come back to my rankings. But this year just wasn't the King Gizzard for me.
At least we have Ginger Bee.
Yeah. So we'll probably do songs last.
Yeah.
For the rankings here.
Shall we start with EPs?
I was gonna say I've got 4 lists that are ready to go. I've got.
Let's do your gigs first because I don't have gigs.
Yeah, cool. So I'll do my gigs. I got a top 25. I'm gonna race through the 25 here, and I'm gonna post them probably in our rankings chat, Dominic, as I actually post them. Just yeah. I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna probably post them. Actually, is it just It's only 4 of us in there. I'll post it in there. I'm just getting the stats up on here. So first one, I guess, did 25 to 21 in the gigs stuff as it gets into there. Number 25, MJ Lunderman and the Wind playing at the Sydney Opera House. Number 24, I've got Idols playing at the Horden Pavilion. 23, I've got Juno Eclipse playing at Good Space Gallery. I'm going to just highlight that one out because it's a small DIY one. That was small, but really just like, it's really cool when you see a band this young and this underground just pulling in a crowd and seeing that crowd go crazy for a band. And that's just, that energy translated the whole night. So that's like why I had to put it on here. I'm just going to shout out the smaller bands in this.
Yeah.
22, Basement at Dicey Riley's. Number 21 was Band of Horses at the Enmore Theatre.
I like your graphic design a lot, by the way.
I know, I've worked a lot on this one to make it kind of look cool. There's a little arrow with that blue line. I decided, fuck it, just keep it in. Number 20, I got High Viz at Mary's Underground. 19, I got Mousaturi at Factory Floor. 18, I've got King Street Crawl at Newtown. That was kind of a little festival. Number 17, I got Origami Angel at Lansdowne Hotel.
Yeah.
Number 16, I got my first international one, Junk Fest at Whammy Bar. That one I do want to just highlight once I'm posting on there. That was the one that I abandoned my fiance to go see. Number 15, I got Touche Amore at Dicey Riley's. Number 14, I got My Cries Fallen Deaf Ears at the Oxford Art Factory Gallery Room. Number 13, I've got Machine Girl at Metro Theatre. Number 12, I've got Secret World at Vic on the Park. That was a nice little hardcore show happening at Vic on the Park. Started at 11 o'clock. Their set, and if for people who have been at Vic on the Park.
No.
When you see a hardcore show at Vic on the Park, you know it just kind of goes off because it's such a funny venue for hardcore to happen in. And number 11, I've got Jeffrey Lewis at Lazy Thinking. Number 10, Sawhorse Festival at that was the festival hosted by Benji from Sawhorse, getting a bunch of DIY bands to play at the Tote. It was the Goodnight set for Freezer as well, which definitely had a little bit of a fun mosh to the last Freezer song. Number 9, Ichiko Aoba, the other international that I saw, like the actual saw it in New Zealand. I had no idea who the fuck she was before going into that gig. I literally just asked people who saw her in Sydney and said like, "Hey, is she good?" And she goes like, "Yeah," and she was just really captivating. It's so soft. And watching this whole crowd just shut the fuck up and listen to her in this whole big ass venue, and just she has a way of doing nothing, but still having presence, and it's just like it translated so well. It was so cute.
That's awesome.
Number 8, I got Sugar Ross doing their orchestral show at the Sydney Opera House. That was just epic. It was fucking beautiful. The way that John Z can just stop on a dime as well. It just that was incredible. Number 7, Rad Fest at Liberty Hall. That had a bunch of other bands. I remember the highlight was seeing Shady Nasty at that. and just how crazy the crowd went, especially that person who jumped over the barricade to start go-go dancing for the whole set. They survived. They did the whole set go-go dancing. No one stopped them. Number 6 is Soft Play at Factory Theatre. This is another one which I saw kind of on a whim because a lot of people were recommending me to go see them, and I did, and I'm glad people did that because fuck, they were just so good the whole time. It's so funny when you see this like kind of strong Englishman who playing this hard, heavy punk, having a little pash during songs. It's so cute. It was like a little. I don't know if it was platonic or not, to be honest. Now thinking about it, but yeah. Number 5, Doris at the Chippo Hotel. Doris is now inactive as a band, unfortunately. So this ended up actually being unknowingly their last ever Sydney gig. It was hectic. The mosh was fucking hard to handle.
Yeah.
But it was just after that you just like went like, this band's gotta be huge. We were wrong on that one. Number 4, Planar at season 3. This is actually the closing show of the original season 3 venue, and what I say, Planar is a band that you just have to see live. They're
this
just
is
so
the
fucking...
guy's band, right? This is the guy.
Yeah. Nick and James both part of this. Soft, slow core, but those heavy hitting moments, just really cathartic. They'll probably play about like 5 songs in their like 40-minute set, and it's just so good. I really can't fucking wait for that album to finally be released. Number 3, probably the biggest surprise of how good this gig was, because it's like a legacy kind of band at this point, was the Hives at Enmore Theatre. For a show, like I've seen a lot of shows at Enmore Theatre, and you know, you see shows at big gigs where people just try to get the mosh to go just for the sake of it, because you know they're at a gig, it's a big gig. The Hives, it all felt genuine. It all felt like everybody was there and fucking hyped for every song.
Okay.
The performance of the Hives as well was really fucking good. They genuinely still like playing their old stuff. They genuinely still like playing their new stuff. I mean, their new stuff is good, which is even fucking crazier. So I was kind of really surprised of how much I ended up liking this gig.
I never listened to the Hives, so I can only take your word for it.
Number 2 is Dive. The only thing I can just like say to explain this gig is the visuals were so fucking good. At points, I forgot to be listening to the actual music.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And number 1, part of that season 3 final weekend was Quiet Steps playing there. That was four bands in the Skramz history, I guess. 3 of them current. Quiet Steps, band that existed a long time ago, broke up, reunited just to play for the closing of season 3, just because Nick just asked them to, and they said sure, and they did it, and it I loved it so much because it was just witnessing a history that I wasn't a part of, just getting a chance to do that.
That's cool.
And it's those moments, like, it's so simple, but just everything of how that night was and having seen everything. You know, it's not just because of Cried Steps, it's because, you know, Doris played that, Valve played that, Propane played that.
Ooh.
And it was all just really good. And I can still remember the mosh that happened at Doris and Nick going up to a kid and saying, like, I'm still on the lease. If you break that window, I have to pay for it, so don't do that. That's the gig. That's the gig ranking.
I can only hope that the Ginger Bee concert will be that good.
I'm not going to post my top 25 songs in the chat, by the way, just because I have 25 different images for that.
Sure.
So I'm just going to say them. But I will post my albums list and stuff as we go. But I've just done a bunch of talking, so you pick the next list.
I'll do my EPs. And I just did 10. It's been a great year for EPs, but this is the first time, maybe not ever, but in a while, I feel like that these 10 legitimately earned it. So I'm going to post. That'd be great. There we go. So number 10, looking at Juno Eclipse's Blue With You.
That's a good pick.
Juno Eclipse, great sound, good modern emo. Love it, love it. Above that is Bug Hug's Where We Flew. But like Bug Hug deserves a lot of things. Yeah, they're slowly getting there. It's nice to see the evolution already happening. Above that is Red Hills Where's Randy. That was one of your picks.
So I'm gonna spoil. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil something.
Yeah,
that was my number 11.
Hell yeah!
It was very close.
Above that is Mountain Adir's Garden for One. Above that, number 6, Lil Nas X's Days Before Dream Boy. I'm the only one that liked that EP of the bunch, but I stand by it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But of course, the one I think everyone probably forgot about except for me, Horse Cadaver's Obsessed. Fantastic EP.
It was good, but it wasn't. It for me would not have gone.
I I think there's so much gas in the tank, both for Raccoon Love and Horse Cadaver. I am so excited to see what happens next. Love that is Sleepazoids Running with the Dogs. Love that.
Yep.
Hockey Dad's The Clip. And for a while, The Clip was going to be my EP of the year. Sleepazoid also was going to be the EP of the year before that. But at the end of the year, we got a twofer. First, it was Masatoui's DJ set The Remixes, which just suddenly came out. And I listened to it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. This is so wonderful. How can anything be better than this? Then last week, we listened to Ginger Bee's Apiary, and that showed me what could be better than DJ set The Remixes.
So Dominic, we've got a bit of a crossover.
Yeah.
There's actually one pick that I got in mind that I'm really shocked is not in yours, and I'll say it as I post it.
Sure.
So if you want to say anything more about yours now, I'll just quickly let you. Else I'll get into my top 10.
Ginger Bee's Apiary is probably, if the list was 1, it'd probably be like my number 2 album of the year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, shall I get into my top 10?
Go ahead.
All right, so I've just posted it all in here. Now, number 10, I have the Bug Hug Where We Flew. Really cute Campbelltown Aus Skramz. Watching this band play it acoustic, play like 2 of their tracks acoustically and then some covers and stuff, and just seeing what they're trying to be. It's just really cute. I really love that this is building up in the scene.
And they
But I also
Houston by Your Arms.
Yeah, which Your Arms did actually highlight as well, which is really cool. But then I also did like think about it and went like, well, despite the fact that I probably like the songs of Bug Hug more, when I go, what is the more impressive of these? Ginger Bee Apiary, which I have as my number 9.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be disagreements, obviously, with whatever I pick next on that. Anyway, Dominic, because that's your favorite. Yeah. But I know this is not an album an EP that you liked after that. But fuck you. At number 8, I put Cabinet's Debut. I liked it a lot more this year. Number 7, continuing on with some crossover, I did put in Masaturi DJ set The Remixes, so I'll be bugging Masaturi with pings the whole week on Instagram, apparently. Sorry, Harry, you can learn a little bit. And then number 6, I got Sleepazoids Running with the Dogs. Number 5, you did like this EP, but I can see it not being in the top 10.
This is
Secret
probably
World Tomorrow.
Just beyond my 10.
Yeah, Secret World Tomorrow is a mystery to me. Number 4, Juno Eclipse of Blue with You. Number 3, which is actually one that we share, is Hockey Dad's The Clip.
Yeah.
And this, surely this has to be your 11 then, is Half a Crest Sunmark.
It's like right there with Secret World at like 11 and 12. I don't know which is which, but they're like right there.
Because I was actually kind of shocked that you didn't pick that.
It's a good year for EPs. We legitimately had a good selection.
Yeah. And then I said it was EP of the year, so we covered it, and I stand by it. Trying Deer in the Headlights. Oh, fuck, I love it. 1 foot on the platform, 1 foot on the train.
Was that Trix? You got something to say? Yeah, Trix, do you have a list to share with us? I see.
No.
Okay. I don't think people would agree with that, Trix. Don't say things like that. Oh, she's going back to sleep. Okay.
I don't know what kind of joke you're trying to do there.
I'm just doing bits for no reason. Anyway.
Whatever works for you, Dominic. Whatever works. We had a bit of crossover between EPs.
Yeah, we had.
I think it's funny that we both agreed that Hockey Dad is the third best EP of the year.
Because it's really good, and at one point it probably would have won it for both of us.
Yeah, probably. I think we listened to Half a Crest after Hockey Dad, didn't we?
We did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
Also, part of the reason why I'm not going to share my top 25 songs is I haven't finished all the writings for it. Yeah, so yeah, I got to finish that throughout the week. But until then, you want to go with your albums, Dominic? How many have you got for albums?
I got 25 albums. And here we go.
Well, I am not surprised by one of those picks. That might be I don't know, at the number 1 position. But Dominic, start from number 25.
Yeah, number 20. So here's the thing: 1 through 24, easy. 25 was hard.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
25 was really between Dear Seattle's Toy and OK Cool's Chit Chat. And
I would have put Dear Seattle.
my reasoning for OK Cool was that I liked the album's feel overall more, but I liked Dear Seattle's some of the individual songs more. But going for the feel as an album mattered more for me.
Understandable.
Above that, it was kind of a disappointment when we listened to it, but it still has some good tracks. One in particular I really, really quite like. Joey Valanthim's Hyper Youth. Number 23, again, a project that I'm pretty sure I'm the only one of the three that really liked it. Ben Special's Imagine 2. Number 22.
I was okay with it. It's not my top 25.
And that's fair. I doubt it's going to even be your top, whatever you do, top 100. Now, how many albums do you have?
I've only got 25 albums, but I got 200 songs.
22, I know Trix would have this on her list if she was here. Phone Boy's Heartbreak Designer. The best Phone Boy has been. 21, I know this. We disagree on this vehemently. Not vehemently, but like enough. Ringlets the Door is My German Shepherd. Time for Walkies.
It's on there. That's all that matters.
I know I'm also probably letting people down with the
later.
next one at number 19 or 20.
Number 20.
20 is Petite League's Dead Star City Tours.
Okay.
Number 19, Private Mountain, Heart on Sleeve, 10,000 Better Days. It's a really fucking good album, actually. 18.
It was a good album.
18 is Juno Eclipse, Should Be Sweet, Charles Karabucci and Siphons, How to Take a Fall. 17, 88, Tokamak, Telescopes Out of the Roller Disco. 16, Dust, Sky is Falling. 15, Tropical Flux Storm, Fairyland Codex. Did you ever go back to that?
I thought it would be a lot less intense of a year. If it makes you feel better, Goon Show is in my top 200.
Ooh, hell yeah. Number 14, The Empty Threats, Happy Birthday. Of all the happy birthday things we did this year, one of them had to make it, right?
Yeah, I agree. That was the best of the happy birthdays.
Number 13, another one I think most people would have forgotten about, Bread Club's Greatest Hits, Fingers Crossed.
Bread Club is in my 200.
12, Home is Where, Hunting Season.
Good album.
11, Mausatui, DJ Set.
Should have been higher.
Number 10, this is the hardest one to figure out where to put this. Food House, Goopy, Fraxium, Two House. Number 9, DJ Natoya's Tokyo 1980s Victor Edition Volume 2, the compilation Boogie, ADR, and Fusion from Japan. It is a compilation.
Every year you have a pick. You have a pick like that. It's just funny.
It is a compilation, yes, but it is very good. Number 8, this is going to be the controversial pick. Grief Eater's Warn. Now, I will say this. I am doing this for this year, and I will also include Warn next year. Because I'm very curious.
That would be the controversy. Hell yeah, let's go.
Because I want to see how long, how does it do over a year's length?
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm really surprised that you had this next one at number 7. I like this album. Didn't make my top 25. I liked it. I didn't expect that you considered it this high.
Sandy Dish, just when you thought music couldn't get any better. Number 6, Rebecca Black.
Hold on. You put on Rebecca Black just off the Sandy Dish. Just like most people, when they try to beat allegations, they try to beat the gay allegations. You're trying to beat the straight allegations, Spire. On this one, I'm just not letting you get away with that one.
If you really look at the way these are all laid out, the top 5 are so bleak and dark, and everything else is just so much more colorful after that. Number 6.
Go ahead. Number 6. Sorry, no, I don't really have anything to say. Continue.
Rebecca Black's Salvation. What a comeback! Incredible. Number 5, Mother Day, Hornet Disaster, which, despite being an overbloated album, has enough songs on its own to be a really fucking good album if it was cut down.
Now, you have one song one album in this top 5, which, well, I guess in the top 4, we'll say, which isn't in my list, but was number 26.
Raccoon City's Fugue is number 4. 3, Mudrat, Social Cohesion. Number 2, making up for last year, Stomach Book, Midnight Hypnopomp.
Yeah, this was really close to my top 25, that one, but in the end, I just like, I kind of thought about it and went, it's beaten not because it's a bad album, but because there was just 25 better.
I go to that Stomach Book album,
Well,
and I say,
I will actually say something, Carl, when I go into my rankings that might be a bit conflicting enough, but that's basically just it.
when I go to the Stomach Book album, I'm like, surely I don't like the music this much. Surely, the way this is done, as good as it is, there has to be a limit to its appeal. Like, it's kind of internety, it's kind of, fucked up fairy tales kind of stuff that can grate on people. No, these songs are legitimately really, really fucking good all the way through. But the one I want to beat it this year, the one that as soon as I heard it was number 1 on my list.
Every time I pick your number 1, baby, it just doesn't stop.
The only year that's different is Zoo, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But this year, it is the Callous Cowboys. I Don't Want to See You in Heaven.
I mean, it's a good album.
It's a fantastic album.
I can't fault you for that pick.
It is all the way through a futuristic look at music, despite being presented as a look back at music. It is progressive. It is nostalgic in certain ways. It is everything I could have wanted it to be. And I usually just go to it to listen to one particular song, but when you expand that out, it's like, oh no, these other ones are really fucking good too.
You called it a 10 out of 10 when we reviewed it. I assume you still hold on to that take.
Surprisingly, yes. I don't regret it. It's 10 out of 10.
Alright, so my top 25 albums, you've already seen this one, Dominic, so nothing will surprise you since you've seen it. So I'd say Stomach Book was my number 26, and I picked number 25 for the take of, I don't think it might have actually been the 25th best album of the year. I just think, when I think about everything else in it, what sound was I most, excited for what they were trying out of all these?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think you could probably do a take in which I say that Stomach Book is a better album than this, but the rankings also have a lot of different things I go for, and most importantly, it's whatever the fuck I want to pick. So number 25, I've picked Daisy Picker's Mess Around.
That same philosophy is what I used for the end of my top songs list, so I understand.
Yeah, I do think, I'm not going to talk about every album. I do think that album does have some flaws, but I think it's the highlights that show what they can do with their sound that I've drawn back to all this. I've just kind of going I do think this does deserve a placing. 24, I've done Shady Nasty's Trek. 23, I've done Snoopers Worldwide. 22, Dust, Sky is Falling. 21, Sun Runs Brick 6. 20 is Propane, Says 2 Feels the Same. 19 is Tape-Off's Fort Sensible. 18, I agree, the best Happy Birthday album of the year, The Empty Threats, Happy Birthday. 17, 12 Point Buck, Loud Music for Quiet People. 16, Blind Equation, A Funeral in Purgatory. Number 15, Pigs, 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 Pigs. Death Hilarious. Number 14, You Know I Had to Do It to Him. We Will Look Back at You and Love You Forever. Estrelita, It's All Love. I think that was, I want to just highlight that one because I feel like that was a complete change of their sound while still keeping it.
Yes.
That I just really fucked with, but I don't think you or Trix really did.
Yeah, I still thought it was good from memory.
Yeah. 13, Raccoon City's Fugue. 12, Rough, Rug. 11, Wednesday, It Bleeds. Number 10, Trine, New Old Horse. I love that, the way they just blend the old country and noise rock on it. I think I love it more in Deer in the Headlights, but I'd still really come back to this album. Number 9, the reason why he follows me now, because I tagged on the post, Mudrat just said I was a legend for putting him at number 9 and then started following me on Instagram, and I will take that any day of the week. Number 8, an album that I did criticize for a bit of its production, but have come back and kind of dialed it down and started, I guess the things that bothered me about it just don't bother me anymore, and it's come to make me like this album a lot more, is Petite League's Dead Star City Tours. Number 7, expected when I heard they were going to put an album out this year, that it was going to be my number 1. It's been a strong year. Home is Where Hunting Season. Number 6, this one was more for me than it was for you or Trix. It's just a callback to that sound of EDM that I grew up with. Nina Geraci on my computer.
Sure.
Number 5, Callous Cowboys, I Don't Want to See You in Heaven. I genuinely do find that album to be quite impressive as well, even if it isn't my favorite. Number 4, Skramz album of the year, My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears. I just keep coming back to moments in it, just watching the way that hype has developed around this band has made me kind of come back to it with even more positive eyes on it. Like, it was already an album I enjoyed quite a bit, but I've just come back and started to appreciate even more that happens on it. Number 3, Viagra Boys.
Is that one I definitely disagree with?
I can only just say you're looking at it in the wrong way if you disagree that much. I genuinely just enjoyed that album quite a bit. I think it's the best Viagra Boys album. That one I can understand people disagreeing with, but I also think they're wrong. Number 2, an album that was my album of the year until it wasn't. Ringlets, The Lord Is My German Shepherd, Time for Walkies. And then number 1, an album which I kind of just realized, like, the opening part was my least favorite part of it, but I still think the opening part is good. It's just that mostly that the rest of this album is really, 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 really fucking good. And that's Masato's DJ set.
I will say, Ruff's Rug was probably number 27 on my list.
That's fair. I think it is probably one of the underappreciated albums this year, especially for internationals that I have on here. I really liked what they were going for in that album. It just, I go back and I go like it's math rock with cruisy vocals. How can you not love it? Yeah, that's my albums list. Dominic, how many songs did you end up ranking?
I had to do
Because
50.
this is the last list. Are you gonna put up all 50?
I'm gonna put up all 50.
Because I will say my top 50 as well.
I'll put up all 50 because for the first time, 25 was too little. There were so many good songs.
So I will point out, I do have a full 200. I'm not going to be saying my whole 200 for many obvious reasons. Yeah. One of it is I'm just going to do my top 50. And I'm going to match you, Dominic. I think that's a fair thing to do. I don't really care too much about giving you spoilers on my list anymore. It was kind of fun the past couple of years, but it doesn't really matter that much, does it?
Sure.
Yeah, you usually posted about others, but I will still give you, if you decide to listen to the countdown, 50 other songs that are going to be another surprise. So you'll get that going for you.
All right.
Well, technically 150 or something like that, but
yeah, there's plenty more to look forward to. So I'll start. I will just post them 10 by 10 in the chat. We can go through them, one section at a time. Starting at 50 at the bottom. We have to read up. So 50 will be Woodburn by Rollo Tomasi, which again is that thing of like, is it my 50th favorite song of the year? Yes, no. But I liked what it did on the EP that it was on, and I thought,
I think the bottom spot in any ranking is basically something that you may not or may not agree deserves to be in there, in the sense of there are probably stuff better than it, but it's something that you want to be in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was down to. I was impressed. I liked that song, so it was there. Number 49, Promise by Dear Seattle. 48, Credit Card Knife by Foodhouse Goopy and Fraxium. 47, ST I Love You by Sandy Dish.
That's a classic.
46, Don't Wait Up by 88 Tokamak, the ending of the album, which is just kind of like a house track. Really fucking good. Really calm. 45, Jump in the Cack by Foodhouse and Goopy and Fraxium. These are the only two spots that Foodhouse has on the list. That album is an experience more than it is a collection of like top of the year songs, but there are still standouts nonetheless. 44, Lemon by the Callous Cowboys.
I thought that would get so much higher.
So I will say, I limited myself to 3 per thing.
For artists. Yeah, that's fair.
43, Weekdays by Grief Eater. 42, Nostalgia Drive Avatar by Weatherday. 41, Dog Show Katie Day Remix by Masatui and Katie Day.
Well, actually, Dominic, whilst we're doing this in batches of 10, do you want me to do my 10 and we can go back and forth? Sure. Might make it a bit more dramatic.
Sure.
So, I'm going to start from 50. I'm going to go to 41. Number 50, I've got Do Over by Fan Club Wallet. Number 49, I have Bus Stop by the Empty Threads. At 48, I have Punching Up by Garage Sale. At 47, I have Nothing by Blind Equation. 46, I have Screwdriver by Shady Nasty. 45, this is a song that we did not cover on the podcast. Sung for Sam by Handsome Alice. 44, I have March's Lifestyleism Extinction by We Will Look Back at You and Love You Forever, featuring Sleeper. At 43, I have The Worm by Pigs X7.
Nice.
42, I have Make It Stop by Fear of Horses. And at 41, I have Wound Up Here by Holding On by Wednesday.
Okay. 40, I have Restless by Dust, which I need to. 39, We Saw the Swallows Gather in the Sky by Raccoon City. 48, Hannibal Buress by Private Mountain.
That's a bass tag.
37, Blurry Eyes by Grief Eater. 36, Courtney Love by Dear Seattle. 35, Push the Button by Sandy Dish. 34, Coffee Grounds by Private Mountain. 33, NYCBs by Petite League.
Run, run, run.
Which, this was a year where I really liked the Petite League album, but there was so much else happening. It kind of got left in the dust for me a little bit. I feel bad, but like, that's kind of how it shook out.
Right. Your next pick is based as well.
Number 32, Barn Boiler by Hockey Dad. Number 31, Centripetal by 88 Tokamak.
Alright, number 40, I have Cut My Hair by Dear Seattle. At 39, I've got another song that we did not do on this podcast, Moving to Melbourne by Darts. 38, I have Empty Words by Radio Free Alice. 37, I have Sharko by Sunrun. 36, I have I Was on That Roof Once by Ringlets. 35, I have Virgo by Propane. 34, another song that we haven't covered on the podcast this year, it's Hallways by Pup.
Ooh.
33, I have... Yeah, they had something else. My personal take on the album was that it wasn't really that great. It really was just kind of Hallways and the Jeff Rosenstock collaboration.
Oh.
33, I have Spine by Twine. 32, I have Uno 2 by Viagra Boys. And at 31, I have Drawbacks by Dust.
Nice. 30, Jawmax by Craining.
Oh.
29, Sick by Stomach Book. 28, Still There by Private Mountain. 27, Fairyland Codex, Tropical Fuck Storm. 26, My DJ Set by Masatui.
That's a good bass take.
25, Shenandoah by Home Is Where. I'm sure I spelled that wrong, right?
Yeah, that was the song that made you cry, wasn't it?
No, that's still coming.
That's still coming. I thought it was something else. Fuck.
24, Twink Rebirth by Horse Cadaver. 23, See You Dance featuring Rebecca Black by Joey Valance and Ray and Rebecca Black. 22, now here's where things got controversial for me. Sunshine by Bread Club. This was my third attempt to put a Bread Club song on a list. But
a lot of it was previous years.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
because otherwise, Lonely Without You would be in my top 20 again.
Tokyo would be in my top 10, top 15 probably.
Yeah.
But it was not meant to be. So Sunshine is the lone representation. And 21, Hope Deny by The Empty Threats.
Alright. At number 30, I have Good Faith by Secret World. At 29, I have Hit the Frog by Ringlets.
Fuck yeah.
At 28, I have All Hat No Cattle by Hockey Dad.
Hell yeah.
At 27, I have Distracted by the Mona Lisa by the Callous Boys.
Yeah.
26, I have Mike and Melissa from Masatui. 25, I have You Don't Care About Poor People from Mudrat. 24, I have Drawmax from Craining. 23, I have Everywhere Now from Secret World. 22, I have Parting Shot from Esther Hussein. And at 21, I have It's You from Nina Zurachi featuring Dane.
Alright. Number 20, I have Sludge by Horse Cadaver. Number 19, You Don't Care About Poor People by Bloodrat. 18, Sky's Theme by The Empty Threats. 17, Today Will Be the Greatest Day of Our Lives, Weather Day remix by Mouse Tui and Weather Day. 16, OMG, or Oh My God by Phone Boy. 15, Two-Headed Trout by the Callous Boys. 14, Paper Dolls by Stomach Book. 13, All Hat No Cattle, Hockey Dad.
Hell yeah. Ride 'em, cowboy.
12, Casket by Grief Eater. 11. Bye Bye Snake Eyes by Tropical Fuckstorm.
All right, so this is where we are definitely in a different a different form of where we are with our favorite stuff of the year. There's going to be some stuff you got to disagree with me on this one.
Same here.
It's the beauty of this, and there's a couple things that we've picked the artist before, but we haven't picked the song, and I can't exactly remember which one. So, number 20 is Strobe from Armlock. Number 19 is Stop Me If You've Heard This Before by Ruff. 18 is Back to Texas by Sesame Girl. 17 is 3 AM by Sleeperzoid. 16 is Cowboy by Everyday Believer, which I'm going to assume you disagree with.
Didn't really.
15 is Silly Goose by 12 Point Buck. 14 is Migration Patterns from Home is Where. 13 is Dog Show from Mausaturi. Number 12 is Kick His Teeth Through from My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears. And number 11, it's a double up. It's The End by My Cries Fall on Deaf Ears.
All right. Here, my top 10. Number 10, Hit the Frog by Ringlets. That dominated my week, the week that I heard that. Number 9, Honey by Gingerbee. Beautiful, beautiful way to end an album. Holy shit, the way it all comes together at the end with the saxophone is fucking amazing. Number 8, FME by Mudrat and BVT. Fuck My Enemies. It's a fucking banger track. 7, Alice, Sleepazoid.
Good track.
6, Green Tea, Seaweed Sea by Weathered Day. 5, Keeper of the Lamp featuring Caleb Lakers by Raccoon City.
It's Carly Lakers, actually.
Sorry.
Yeah, Carly, yeah. It's I didn't realize this when we covered it. That is the one of the members of Teenage Jones.
Oh.
Which that was a Triple J kind of pop punk band, and it is really kind of funny that she was featuring on a on a Screamo album, and I didnn't realize.
Once upon a time, the Fugue by Raccoon City was my album of the year, and this was an important song, and that was part of that. So much has changed.
Yeah, well, there's a certain song that we all know was going to win this one for you, but we're going to get to that.
Number 4, Twist the Knife by Rebecca Black. Shit fucking goes off. Holy fuck. Number 3, the song that did make me cry, Mechanical Bull by Home is Where, which would have won, or not for the other two songs.
Yep, that's fair.
Feeling Like Children by Gingerbee is an incredible track. Holy fuck. Had the other song not existed, this definitely would have taken the cake and would have proven that fifth wave emo is forever.
So I just want to point out that before you had even posted any one of your tracks, I knew that what your number one was going to be.
It's not a surprise. I've talked about it. I've talked about the fucking album. I've infamously at this point, we know that this was going to happen. That's right. The number one song of the year, 3, Country Song in Reverse by the Callous Cowboys and Low Before the Breeze. What a odyssey. Yeah. What an epic. I almost picked a Bjork album this year just because they interpolate part of one of her songs on this track.
How many heavy albums can get away with doing that? How many albums can get away with a Bjork interpolation?
Every time I hear this song, it is still thrilling.
I haven't had this one in my top 10, I'm going to not lie, but it did make my 200, Dominic. I think this is a song that even if you don't like it to be your number one, it's hard to disagree that this deserves a place somewhere. It is an incredible and experimental song.
It is what music can be. It is what music can be seen as in today's weird landscape of switch to this, switch to that, ADHD and progressiveness and progression and whatever. But it truly just has so much happening and still makes sense. It's bonkers. Anyway.
Shall I get into my top 10?
Go ahead.
At number 10, I have College from Half and Crest. At number 9, I have Man Made of Meat from the Yoga Boys.
Huh.
At number 8, I have Faith of Crisis from Trine. At 7, I think this is the only one of all of these. No, sorry, there's 2. This is the first of artists that we share in our top 10. I have Raccoon City at number 7 with Waiting for an Alternate Ending. At number 6, I have Petite League's Rain Dogs.
Ooh.
It's a song that's been stuck in my head the whole year. I would actually just not unfortunately, I would just be lying if I said anything other than it's a top 10 song this year. And it felt weird to say that when I first put it in it because I was comparing it to Naked, which I still think is the best Petite League song, but also feels like more of a kind of like a moment. But like this, without feeling like a moment, is still just a really good track, and that's kind of crazy. But that being said, I think the top five for me this year are its own tier. I think like Rain Dogs is the best of 195 songs.
Sure.
But it's not. It's there's 5 songs hit from here on out, which I personally believe the whole of this year, from going through and going back, at one point was going to be my song of the year,
Yeah.
and that especially holds true for number 5, which I was really fucking convinced was going to be my song of the year for so much of it, and that is Street Massage from Ringlets.
Incredible.
But there's a reason I picked a couple of these songs to do today. Because at number 4, I have Che Guevara t-shirt from Special Features. And at number 3, like I said, it's one of my songs of the year. I have Organ by Fred.
Wow. Incredible.
Now, the final 2 is a true case of this. In the end, both of these songs were probably the fighting the hardest for what would officially be number 1. And I still don't know if I got it correct, but I feel like I would be saying that no matter where which way I finish this. And this is like truly, I think if I ever do like a whole decades list of songs, both of these could easily quite be in the top 10 of the decade. And number 2, I think it's Elderberry Wine from Wednesday.
Wow. Fantastic.
It's a track that's just beautiful the whole fucking way through. And it's stuck in my head the whole time. The emotions that go through it in such a what is not that crazy of a track as well. It's just everything about it is just so well executed.
You're Mechanical Bull.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. But number 1, when I really thought about it, it was what moment of this year in songs has caught my interest the most, especially out of all the 5 that I've truly loved this year. What's the song that I've gone back to? What's the one that I've hummed just the most out of nowhere? That's the one that the more that I think about it and the more that I just listen to it, do I just go, holy fuck, I think this was a really incredible moment. I think this payoff was worth the nearly 6 years it took for us to get the follow-up to this album. And it's going to be theme from 2021 from Masatori.
Ooh, fantastic. I love that for you.
I just thought about it and said, song of the year.
So, song of the year, album of the year, but second EP.
And yeah, but they were in the EPs list, but yeah. I think this is a very dominant year for Masatori in the sense of my listening.
Yes.
And it feels like easy to say, oh, we've talked to Harry and all that, and some of the bias comes from the fact that we have a connection. But I just want to say, simply put, I think it's a really incredible album. The case of I don't think it's incredible because we talked to them. I think it's incredible that we got to talk to them because of this album.
Is unbelievable that we got to talk to Masatori. Still can't believe
in the sense, yeah, in the sense of like just everything else about it can just come second nature to the fact that I just really like this band. I thought after having discovered them, and when I put I Ride the Bus So Do You so high in my countdown in 2020, I actually kind of thought like afterwards, like, oh, am I just like doing this because this is me just trying to get hipster credit and stuff? And then years after that, all I can think is I somehow put them too low that year. And this year, I feel like it's going to somehow even still be the same.
So there's one thing I want to ask if you can do for me. I'm sure you probably can figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Let's just briefly go through for the years we do the show since 2019 our albums of the year.
Yeah, I should have all those lists up somewhere. So
I think the comparison is really interesting and striking, especially on my end.
Yeah, let's start off with 2019 albums of the year, and we're just going with the number 1.
Yeah.
Cool. because I actually have albums from like since 2018, but we'll go from 2019 for the sake of it. That's
when the show started.
Yeah. So, I'm a fucking idiot who's put it that way. So my 2019 album of the year was King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard's Infest a Rat's Nest.
Hugely controversial of its day. I probably wouldn't pick this now, but at the time I picked Health's GTA Online Arena War soundtrack,
Which I think was a worse take than the Mac DeMarco ones, in the sake of, really? Is that really your favorite of the year? But
I think that is a great look at who I was before.
I agree. That's what these lists are. People might go and say like, "Oh, why are you ranking all this music and all that?" But it is possibly the best time capsule you can create for this type of thing.
Yes. 2020. I had the microphones in 2020.
I had Hockey Dad's Brain Candy, which, funnily enough, before now this year, 2020 was the last year in which I put Australian at number one for maybe even for albums as well, because we'll see, but definitely for song of the year. Yeah, so it actually had been a while.
Which is very funny because I always think that Weekend Round Club was number one of that year, but it wasn't the microphones.
Yeah.
2021, Origami Angel, Gami Gang.
And I put Black Country New Roads for the first time.
I think it's 2022 the only year we line up. Black Country New Road up there.
As your favorite?
Yeah.
I had Petrol Girls Baby.
Fuck.
Yeah, I had Black Country New Road Anthem up there as number 2. It was very close, but Petrol Girls Baby was a 10 out of 10 for me.
See, yeah, it was between that and Hellfire for me that year, I remember.
Yep, Hellfire was a good album. That was number 6, but let's go into the next
2023, we certainly don't agree. For me, it was Mac DeMarco's One Wayne G.
You know what did you have as number 2 that year?
Shit, I'll have to look. Give me a moment.
Never mind. Well, I think we could say very unsurprisingly, and this is an album that I still agree is the best album of that year, was Home Is Where the Whaler.
Oh, yes, the Whaler. That's that year.
Which is funny, because Home Is Where is the first band that's, first and only band that has taken my number 1 spot for Song of the Year twice. But so far, there has not been a single band that has taken my album of the year twice.
My number 2 of 2023 was Spanish Love Songs, No Joy.
You know what? That is a really good album. That was in my top 10 too. I like Spanish Love Songs. Are cool. Anyway, 2024.
Can't believe this happened. Tism, Death to Art.
That was again in my top 10, but I picked Your Arms and Mackie Finn's Death of a Rabbit as my number 1.
And now joining this list, 2025, the Callous Cowboys, I Don't Want to See You in Heaven.
And joining it for me is Masatori's DJ. So yeah, it is actually the first Australian album to win since 2020 for me.
Health, Microphones, Origami Inc., Black Country New Road, Mac DeMarco, Tism, the Callous Cowboys. Who in 2026 will join this list? Stay tuned for the next year of content as we find out.
Yeah, I'm sure Trix will come at some point and yell out some rankings. Oh well, I think it's probably a good wrap up or summary of the year for one of us to have slept through it somehow.
Things happen.
We do love you, Trix.
Yes.
Do not worry.
Now,
here's in all things. I will just say, Dominic.
Yeah.
In all things, we do this podcast as a hobby. We have done it this year. Still as a hobby. We do not look to monetize this. We do not look to, I guess, spend money on advertising or anything like that. Nor have we ever tried to put pressure on ourselves. I guess outside of interviews, we do usually have a little bit of that just because that's a completely different beast and let's get guests and all that. But outside of that, we've never tried to put a pressure on ourselves to take this over our personal life. You know, it is still us, it is still our lives, and it's still our hobby.
Yeah.
But we are still people.
I mean, when you say that we don't try to monetize it, we don't try to advertise it, that's true. We have tried to make a Patreon that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
I would not mind.
And that was mostly created for a different
Sure.
reason more than us trying to make this a job or anything. It's
Yeah.
what I'm more trying to get at.
And I would not be opposed to advertising it in the right spots. But that would be something that I would just take on myself to just like put it and what I think is.
And again, I didn't mean like the whole we don't advertise as that's a moral ground or anything that we got. It's more our importance for this isn't its popularity or its money making or anything
Correct.
like that. So it's our importance is this is how we all as people force ourselves to kind of stay up to date with music, or I guess also have a space where we can all just kind of be talking about it.
And like I am still impressed whenever we get double-digit views on an episode.
Yeah.
So
6 years going and we're still at that, baby. When we get 1,000 in 20 years, you better believe we're hosting a party.
and the thing is, like the people that listen to us like our stuff, and musicians who listen to us and like our stuff, and that's what matters. Like we're not looking for adoration and attention, but from the response that we've gotten, it's been pretty good.
So I guess now, Dominic, as we wrap things up, I guess it's time to go over other highlights this year of, I guess, what we've done or other aspects. I mean, obviously one of the big things that I've done this year, and that's with other people's Skramz Directory, which is definitely, I think that's gotten more popular than this podcast. Move over podcast, Skramz Directory is the way, but still, that is a whole that's actually been great in a way.
Do you want to describe a little bit more about what it is?
Well, it's so it was created by my friend Dash, and I've come and helped using basically all my research that I've done prior, and then now I've come in with other data entry and coding. And we just got this website, which is basically just supposed to be documenting all the Skramz bands that have existed or adjacent and all that, not everything on their screamo. There's stuff that's slowcore or even just like bands like Dust or Shady Nasty, which you wouldn't really call emo, but they are definitely quite adjacent due to the fact that these are bands that will tour with these or get these bands to tour with them and all that kind of aspect, or have had history or members and stuff that are involved in the scene. And it's what it is. It's supposed to kind of be a directory, show people how to get to it. And I've seen like we've heard from bands like Juno and Eclipse members were kind of one of it where they found the site. I think it was shared by Scott from the World of the Glance. I don't even think it was shared by Emo Core Peter publicly at first. It was like shared from Emo Core Peter, who now actually helps us during the Adelaide aspect, which is really lovely. Yeah, shout out Moss. And his bands found it and they started going. I was just like, how the fuck did you even know we existed? Like these are also people that share. I kind of like they're not doing it because they want to. They're popular and they're giving out. Like obviously they probably have more of a fan base and stuff than we do, but it's still the same aspect of like in the end they're not really that well known, so they're just happy anyone's giving them attention.
Yeah.
It's like for us, it's like that is a good question. I've studied a bit more, but their sound definitely sounded like they could belong in there. That being said, like we go into this and we say like see these bands get like how do you know us? And the answer is just because we just listen to the style of music and we like it. So it's funny, like it's all just kind of been in the end, everyone's just mutual friends with each other now because we all just like what's happening.
And that's a representation of the music community as a whole, really.
Yeah,
especially like with Wave and everything else that's been happening.
Yeah, there was a lot of other history of how this all came to fruition, which I'm not going to bother going through for the sake of I just can't be fucked. But it's definitely probably been one of the most popular projects I've ever been a part of in my life, and
cool.
I didn't even create it. I'm helping as a part of it, but everyone goes to me and it's just like, oh, you created the site. I'm like, no, it was this dude. It was Dash. Shout out Dash. Sweet Kafasis on Instagram. But in the end, it's all of us that work on it pretty equally at this point. Like we all do our own study, we all do it as a hobby ourselves, and share it along. And it's definitely probably been one of the highlights of the year for me.
And I think it's important to have that directory. Kind of, I don't know if you're really highlighting like the connections between the bands, but just having like a place to point to things, just necessary. Because I was.
What would you say it's been? I'll let you continue first before I ask the question.
I was doing a little research looking at the first Ginger Bee album, right? And that is a great example of they're thanking so many people and so many artists and musicians that if you were curious, you go look them up, right? And that's kind of a directory in its own way. But it's like, for us, some of that stuff means something different because we know these bands and we know how they all connect. And seeing Ginger Bee thank Elizabeth Whitington is fucking wild to me. I love that. And like having someone else see that and like make those connections and see how it all fits together a more accessible way. Really cool.
And straight up, there is still quite a bit of work to be done where we need to go and like, hey, add in all these other links and stuff. And it will be an endless project, but that's what makes it so great.
Yeah. How people go there?
How do people go there? au.skramz.directory.
Bookmark it, everybody.
So Dominic, different tangent now. What is something that we've done this year that you want to highlight, or something that you've done music-wise that you want to highlight?
Let's see. I really like Trix's around the world idea. I really hope
I agree. I
continues.
think I hope so too. I think it's a cool concept that we're doing, especially since we definitely do keep ourselves stuck in, I guess, the countries that we're in.
Yeah, a lot of
You know, we
American, a lot of
branch out from
Australian.
we branch out to like England and I think a couple of Sweden and stuff, but you know, having this around the world and doing it as a challenge. I do hope that we go back to some of these countries and try and go to some different styles in them as well. Like I'm not looking for what is seen as like traditional music from them,
Right.
but I'm just seeing different scenes and all that and stuff like that. Like, I know there's I think it was a Malaysian a screamo album that came out a couple of years ago and stuff like that. They would say like, I can relate to some of the stuff that I picked on that, but also there's going to be a lot of other sounds happening in Malaysia.
Yeah. There's so much
Um,
more to uncover that
but it
you
is
could go
definitely,
on.
I would agree, it is probably one of the best kind of concepts that's been brought up as a challenge.
We did less interviews this year, but I think each one that we did was very impactful.
Yeah, there's definitely reasons for that. And the sake of why we did less interviews, and that's nothing on any guests or anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure basically every guest that we tried to reach out to, like we eventually got something.
Yeah.
Or every guest that we had in that. It's more on us. I think this has been a very busy year for us personally. I definitely, fucking got engaged, I fucking moved in, bought a house and stuff like that,
Been to
the fact that I
198
even
shows.
198 gigs. Yeah, it's got to be 200 before the year ends. That takes up a bit of time. I'm happy I even got to. I mean, part of how I actually did get to finalize the Masatui interview was I was at the Masatui show and I, chatted with Harry for a bit and just made sure that we could like get a time into to lock it in. It helps just being in person sometimes.
It does. Not all the time,
Um,
but it can.
Not all the time, but yeah. There are definitely some that I've tried in person. I'm not going to say names for many reasons, but that never actually went into fruition. Oh well, it's just what it is. But I guess the most important thing is that you don't get anywhere without asking anyone.
Yeah. The worst I can say is no.
I disagree, but it's also like if they're saying worse than no, then you don't want to interview them anyway.
That's true. Now I will say, not that we particularly care about how many views things get, but I do like to look occasionally.
Yeah.
And I am fascinated that our Raccoon Love interview is now our most popular video. Period.
I'm convinced it's people who have been searching up Raccoon Love for a different reason. But yeah, obviously another big thing I want to highlight is that 198 gigs that I've been to so far. I did the whole 25 ranking as you saw just there. But like last year, I did the challenge myself. It was personally to see 100 gigs in a year. I
Yeah.
thought I like music, but I'm trying to claim that I'm better than everybody without being better than everybody. When it comes to this stuff, like I can't brag about going to a bunch of gigs when I've only got to go to about 30 a year at an absolute most, and it wasn't even that. It was like 15 a year. I I think that's what I think that's what, like 2019 kind of was. Like I went to a bunch, but it wasn't a huge amount. And like 2023, I like kind of ended up casually going to 50 gigs that year.
Jeez.
And I was like, shit, this isn't actually that hard. And I like music. And the big reason why I wasn't going was like the biggest fault was I just wasn't really caring about the smaller ones. And I just felt like, well, fuck, I'm really ruining myself in that, aren't I? And I started going to a bit more in 23.
Now,
And
my question
and
is an important thing I need to ask you.
go ahead.
Have you figured out the earplug technology?
The earplug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wearing earplugs. Yeah.
What do you like?
I get the cheap ones from Chemist Warehouse. It works fine.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. I people were like, oh, get these $100 earplugs, and they're all quality. It's like get some cheap $2 ones and replace them every once in a while, and you're fine. Sound quality's still fine. Yeah, you can get better ones with better quality, sure, why not? But like, this is fine. But yeah, so I did that challenge of 100 in 2024, and then I kind of just beat it easily. I got to 150, and this year I didn't even have a challenge, but I just kind of didn't stop that kind of pace. And yeah, I'd say there's been quite a bit of gigs that I have seen on a whim this year, which is good. I think I think that's the perfect way to experience new music is to just if you don't know something's on, you haven't been out for a while, just go see something random. Don't worry about it. If you hate it, then you just don't go see them again.
I
But
think.
like
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but like it's the biggest detriment that you can give yourself is to just only go to see something because you know it, you know everything about them. Sometimes, I mean, it's truly a lie that you know everything about someone without seeing them anyway. That relates to just so much, but bands are so different between their live and studio anyway that it just doesn't matter. It's just go experience what a band has to show. They're trying to play this to show you what they've got anyway.
Now, I mean, I have the issue where songs for me will just not catch if I don't know them.
People have that.
Yeah, are you? Do you think you have it a little bit easier because you can remember that stuff, or?
No, I definitely have moments where I can't remember like certain songs because I haven't. But I don't think that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for all the time certain songs. I'm more looking for the general vibe of the band or how they play or what their sound is like,
Sure.
and then I can go back and discover. And then sometimes if those stuff aren't released and I've seen them a couple times, I start to learn those songs anyway. Like I don't think you can truly remember a song every time the first time you hear it. There are some songs, yes, you can, but most of them is just like you're experiencing something new. You're not sure how to take it in or how to, properly accept it. And then when you do, that's when you truly appreciate the song. Like I was with braces from rave tapes. I can remember that was a song where I learned all the lyrics before it was officially released just by seeing the band a couple times. Like I didn't remember it all the first time, but by the fourth time I was like, yeah, no, it's just really good.
That's fair. I mean, I guess it helps to see them multiple times so you can kind of commit them in memory a little bit.
So I always shout out to rave tapes because they're just like they have been really quiet this year, which makes me hope that like they're not just on a secret hiatus or something. But like just lovely as people, and they should have been bigger than they are.
Hopefully, this will get there.
I hope so too.
Another thing I wanted to mention, since we were talking about things we did throughout the year, the couple weeks that you were gone, Trix and I did a deep dive into Bruce Willis and Steven Seagal.
Yes, that's something I did miss completely.
Fascinating 2 weeks. I got sick at one point. Terrible albums. Honestly, some
I
of the
can
worst
believe
stuff we
it.
listened to this year.
Yeah, and doesn't seem to have gotten much better for Bruce Willis this year, unfortunately, haven't it?
Fortunately, no. But it's also interesting because we did not have a lot of bad albums this year.
No, we had a good year. I think it's because we didn't really go too big into the mainstream this year.
Yeah.
I think the biggest disappointment that a lot of people have said this year is disappointing, but a lot of people only listen to what's popular, and that's because that's a lot of people, and that's what equals and all that. That's just how the formula works. And I agree. There's been a couple disappointments. Like the Lord album was not worth it. It was a very fucking mediocre album. I've not listened to it, but I've heard the Taylor Swift album even hasn't really gotten that much traction from Swifties.
Like, I'm looking at like what we covered on the bottom of my list here, and most of it is Bruce Willis, Steven Seagal. 1 week we did BTS Matrix, and that was also down here.
I mean, just take the top 50 albums at the moment and just like see like what have we covered. Can I even like? Do we have a top 50 albums chart?
Maybe the Billboard chart,
Uh,
maybe, but they have a
I'll
worldwide chart, I
just
believe.
yeah, I'll just take a look at what's going on. Like the
Uh,
big albums like K-pop Demon Hunters, we weren't going to do. Just look at it like a big ones for albums here, but I don't know really. There's really much on here that's like stuff that we probably would have covered. I haven't listened to Olivia Dean, so I can't really say anything about that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the biggest takeaway is that it's been a really quiet year in that aspect.
I think if we were to look at what we all covered collectively, uh, for me, Raccoon was down there. those two albums that Trix did early in the year.
Yep.
When I did that cassette discovery, that Gordon album, that was a cool thing that I liked doing, but that album was not very good. That's kind of down there. The Chaperone EP that we did, also not very good.
Yeah, no, I can remember that one. That one was like just fucking.
And
I'm just taking a cool little detour. There is there was seemingly a bootleg or maybe even official cassette of a Masatori live album. That is cool. That is cool.
maybe we can.
That's a 2026 release, baby.
Oh, speaking of, we never covered the Petite League audio tree, so we definitely got to do that in 2020.
Oh, maybe. I've listened to it. It is a good audio tree.
Definitely want to get.
Yeah. Lorenzo sings in a lower register as well, which is kind of like interesting. I didn't realize like he actually did that live.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I imagine. I remember I saw him like the day after, like the day of, but like after they had done that, they did the show that I saw.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell it had done some work to his voice. But anyway, my point being like, okay, the raccoon stuff, the Chaperone EP, the Gordon thing, the cripples I put down there because that wasn't really funny.
Yeah, that was
The Black Mini Crow's Perch stems.
hold on.
Yeah.
I wanted to say like what this Masatori thing is, and you're ready for this one, Dominic. Get ready. So
Okay.
you can only get it by going to the Masatori Rocksteady Records Christmas party.
Fuck.
Which is on the 21st of December. It has 2 bands doing in-store performances. Obviously, one of them is Masatori. Are you ready for who the other one is?
Is it Weather Day?
No, it's in fucking Australia, Dominic.
Katie Day?
No, it's Private Melton doing a solo set.
Oh fuck! You're going to that, I hope.
No, it's in Melbourne. It's in 6 days in Melbourne. Fuckwit.
You can find a plane ticket. I don't know.
Oh. It's not happening.
Fuck.
I'm
Harry,
sorry.
if you're listening, let us have that recording, please.
The recording exists as a bootleg. I'm pretty sure on I think I know exactly what recording that is, so that should be fine regardless. But yeah, getting the physical cassette, sorry, that's not happening.
Anyway, to finish my point, the only other thing I would probably really put down here is that Growlers EP we did.
I'm just tired of doing the Growlers. Trix isn't here. Let's talk the Growlers. I don't want to do the Growlers anymore.
I don't really care to do them. I'm not going to object to anything that we've covered so far, but like I don't really want to do them.
But the whole controversy with the Growlers is confusing because I see some that do blame Brooks Nielsen and some that don't, and I don't know what to think about. But all I know is that I shouldn't have to care this much of a band that I think is really fucking mediocre.
Like I'm not pushing Crystal Castles on everybody. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't. Trix, if you're listening, since you're not here, stop picking the fucking Growlers. Okay, they're not worth it. Just find another surf rock band. It's
Ritz,
fine.
Let's make a pact. If she does it again, we pick Crystal Castles.
No. You're not gonna be your own fucking pact, okay? If you two pick Crystal Castles and the Growlers, I'm just gonna pick a Bible. And you all can read that. Find God in Kanye West.
That'd be a fun episode, I'll tell you. It's not really. But
no, it'd be anything but fun. Fuck that.
Anyway, I'm glad that we finally found our footing to not pick so many aggressively bad things.
Yeah. We don't like picking bad things because we don't want to listen to bad things. And I think this is a year, because we haven't done that so much, it's allowed us to have a really fucking strong and quite unique rankings list from all of us.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of music, isn't it?
It's acknowledging that, hey, there is a lot of good music out there, actually. And if you don't follow the mainstream or follow what, I don't know, what people are fucking into and you just look for it yourself, you're going to find things that appeal to you a lot more. Maybe you don't say, oh, I've seen Alex Boniello on video game streams, and he's a Broadway guy, so his music must be good.
Yeah, I don't like thinking of Alex Boniello.
You ever hear this? You're a decent dude from what I've seen, but I was not a fan of the EP. I'm sorry.
It's been a couple of years. It's just this. Every year, it's like Alex Boniello comes into this podcast and goes, "I wonder if they like me yet."
And that's it. If you're listening, we'd love to do an interview with you. Anyway,
It's been a good year. It's been a good year.
Trix is not
I'm just
here.
trying to think. Yeah,
I
I mean, Trix has definitely obviously had quite a lot that's happened this year as well.
yes.
Just personal lives and stuff like that. I'm not going to speak for her personal life instead of her, but as you can tell with everything, I think it's been a good year for this podcast in the sense of whilst I can't say we've grown exponentially in popularity, I think we've like really kind of we've strengthened the bond between us, Dominic.
We strengthened the bond
We are
between
stronger
us.
than we were.
I
We're
also think we
stronger
have
than we ever
strengthened
were.
the reputation of this podcast in some weird ways.
I hope so. I can't wait for some random artists to come and comment with nothing but obscenities on this episode's comment section.
Now, I will say we have hit a bunch of landmarks this year. Actually, episode 200 came and went.
That is true.
Hit double-digit interviews. You even have interview 12 come and go. So that's one a month. If you want to put us on a schedule of some sort. This minisode itself will be minisode 50. So we're really hitting some big numbers.
We have been doing this since about halfway 2019.
Yeah,
We are the original COVID podcast, as we like to call ourselves. It's definitely like we don't really ever have a sign of kind of like stopping. Like we take the Christmas break. We'll probably be back about recording about the end of January or something like that. I think that's usually like a pretty good,
early February maybe.
Us. Yeah, it gives us quite a bit of time for people to release music and us to go back. I think this year we've probably covered the most current music than we ever have in a year,
which is not bad.
Yeah, no, it's kind of been my concept is to kind of just try and keep picking new stuff because I think it's just a lot more better. And I think that's definitely what's changed in a lot of my listening. Yeah, at the start of this, I tried to pick nothing but Australian, but then in the end, I just wanted to pick new stuff, and then it's now kind of both blended with each other.
I do like picking older stuff though because I do think there are things we've missed. There are things that we need context for to understand those things, even if it's not the same as it would have been. Like maybe the first Ginger Baby album won't hit as well this time as it would have back then. Maybe Cult Fickle won't be as cool as it was in 2021. I don't know. But those are things I think we should cover at some point because I want a greater context as to some of the fifth wave artists we haven't covered as well. Like they're still grounded.
Yeah, we still got a lot. It's I mean, at some point the fifth wave will stop. It'll be the sixth wave, and we'll start covering that.
We haven't even gone back really to like the old emo stuff either.
Yeah,
should do Sunny Day Real Estate.
I think that will be something we cover at some point in our lives.
Should do Captain Jazz. Why not?
Yeah.
Now I will say, I was hoping Trix would be here because I did have a pick.
One last surprise, or so.
For our episode coming back, I already have a pick for us.
I don't. I'm not going to look for one.
Well, I'm calling my shot now because it's a project that Trix and I attempted to work on as a minisode. I think we probably got like halfway through the idea and both kind of abandoned it. So I'm going to put it back on the menu. We're going to cover the book House of Leaves. Make a book club for one episode. Because it also ties into the album Haunted by Poe. And Trix, you don't have to read the book if you don't want to. It'd be fun if you did, but you don't have to. But the album Haunted by Poe is the important thing. What was that?
How long's the book?
So it's like 400 or 500 pages, but it's not written like a traditional book.
Text gets all pictures.
Weird. But the text gets all weird. They play around with like the formats and stuff. So some of it gets really dense, and then some of it's like really, really, really loose and like not. It's really fast.
I'll see if I can find it at Kinokanoya.
And yeah, not you don't have to. It's not required for you. But since Trix and I did like try to do this, I want to actually get this done.
I mean, there are definitely some interesting cases of I guess like physical material like that which tie in. Yeah, something different. Like when we did Tism, with the Tism.wanker, I made you read the Tism comic.
Yeah,
And with that, like I do own, well, I don't own, Ash owns two Evanescence comics.
we'll do that whenever we cover Evanescence.
Yeah, so like there are actually like kind of stuff like this. I mean, I own the Microphones in 2020 silent version, which is all the photos in the book, as well as the Genevieve Castry collection as well, which is really like a very thorough kind of archive, which is just incredible.
I think I'll say about House of
But an
Leaves.
actual book, yeah, an actual book to kind of tie in, I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird book, but like it's the author, his sister is Poe. You know, she was a somewhat of a known artist in the '90s. The fact that her album ties into the book is really interesting. I don't know. I am really fond of the how it all plays together. But I think the album stands on its own pretty well enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think beyond that, I really want to cover some stuff, but I really do want to do more modern. I feel like I'm slowly getting pushed to do more and more modern.
I think we're just gonna have to wait and see how this year unfolds. I don't want to really tie us in, but I do like the idea of getting, into some goals that we have for the year. Yeah, like during actually every year is definitely covering modern day stuff. And I think that's we're at a point where we don't have to do specific episodes for modern day
Yeah,
stuff. We're just covering it so often, and I think that's great. And I would love to like even try and do like challenges and stuff with modern day albums. I think that would really really shine this year. Like when we do stuff our parents like and all that. I'd like to find like do that again, but go like, hey, here's an album that came out this year that my parents like.
interesting. I would be curious that has to see how that goes because I don't think my
Yeah,
parents listen to modern music.
but that's like a nice example of that
Yeah,
change.
music to take
Um,
to for a shopping mall.
I would definitely like to also branch into a lot of artists we haven't covered before, and kind of like, I get, in some aspects, I get coming back and clearing off some artists. You love doing it, Dominic. Trix definitely loves doing it with Seiki Graves, but I definitely would also like to keep branching out to
Yeah,
new areas.
I've been
As much
doing it
as I love
less.
doing emo and scrams and stuff like that, I have that covered in another way. I would definitely love to branch out into some more sounds as well, because I think when we do these album and song rankings and stuff like that as well, it is not supposed to be the greatest list of all time. It
Yeah,
is supposed to be a time capsule of what you've done that year. And I think the first couple years I did the list, the first 2 years, didn't quite understand that I was doing that, and it's also come to make me appreciate those lists a bit more, for the sense of like I look at both 2017 and 2018 and go, these are the weakest lists I have ever made for sung lists. Yeah, they're dominated by a bunch of artists. 2018 is dominated by Brockhampton, and it's not much variety. But it's also because I recognize that like the next years start to get that, and it's looking about like, okay, well, here's where my listening has been focused. Here's where I should focus it the next year if I want to do that stuff. So
yeah.
like I look at this year and go, it is very emo based, because that is a good representation of what has been this year, and that's obviously been building up over the past couple of years. So I look at the next year and go like, okay, well, it's a good representation of what I've done this year and then listen to this year. So I got no problems with that. But I'd like in the next year, I think it's time to branch out into some other genres again.
Oh, I agree. And we've kind of been doing that with the country-ish stuff, but
Yeah,
that's also been because everyone's kind of branching into country.
yeah, yeah. But that's just the little things that you get. And I think if you try and take away, oh, yeah, list sucks and everything and nothing else from it, you're taking the wrong idea. If you're trying to make a list because you think it's the best list of all time and objectively wrong, it's like that. Nah, I'm fine if people disagree with my list, because it's in a case of at a certain a point in my time, I 100% agreed with my list, and that's what matters. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter if I still do, doesn't matter if anybody else does. It's at one point in my time, late in the year, I said, this is how I think my list went this year, or my rankings. Have fun. And I try to put in some restrictions in my lists and stuff like that, just to try and show a lot more variety, in the sense of like, well, if it's dominated truly by one artist, that could be true, but also it really discredits the work that other artists have done that year.
I mean, if it's like a thing where an artist released 4 albums in a year, and they are truly, truly that great, I think that
Then
is
yes.
deserved.
Yeah. And with Brockhampton, that was the time where they had released I think they had released 2 albums and some singles, which I really all thought were really great. I think Iridescence probably was a bit overrepresented, but 1999 Wildfire was a classic song. Boogie and I forgot what the other song was, but it was good at the time and stuff like that. You know, it's a case of I look into it. It was my listening.
Like imagine,
That is true.
like remember when the Deer Hunter put out that color spectrum thing?
Yeah.
Imagine if I was convinced that at least one song off every EP was like amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like my list would have
That's
been
9 songs.
Yeah, my list would have been that. And we've been doing this at that year. You know, like
Yeah.
but like that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes you think
And so
sometimes you think Origami
so I was
Angels
down.
like has the best album of the year, and it's one of the best things you ever heard in your fucking life.
and look, I can still go back and criticize this list and stuff like that, but that's because I have learned from it and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's not meaning I want to ever erase this list. I would happily say that the 2018 Song of the Year list I've done is probably my least favorite list out of all of them. I think the number one song I've listened to the least out of all of it since. That being said, I think there's a bunch of other changes I would do with that list and stuff that I would re-rank it. I think there are a bunch of artists that I've come back to and discovered afterwards, which I go like, "Oh shit, they should have been given a proper chance." And if I did a 2018 list with the same knowledge that I have now, it would be so wildly different. It's insane. And how fun is that?
Yeah, that's
Because even the 2019 list that I still have a good regard for, I still did that too.
yeah. I look at my
That's still
2019
got a
list
huge difference.
and think about how awful it is in retrospect. But that's just how it goes.
And it's great. So for those who wonder why do we rank, why do we do this kind of thing? I don't think there's a better time capsule or simplified time capsule you can do. Because why would I go back through absolutely everything and just go like, oh yeah, I'd rank it there and try and be consistent? No, you're never gonna be consistent.
No. You're gonna think things, and then you're gonna be 6 months later, you're gonna be like, why the fuck did I think that? That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh well. Anything else you want to wrap up this year, or shall we say it has been a good near 3 hours of talking here? I think it's about 2.5 hours of recording,
Nearly.
and
Yeah.
and call it a year.
I think we can pretty much call it. Thank you so much for everybody for listening. Trix, we will talk to you soon. A lot of editing to do before the year is over, so
Yep.
look forward to that, everybody. Or the time you hear
And
this,
once
actually,
that
it's all done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. By the time you're hearing this, it's probably like the first week of January.
I'll be like, fucking, no, let's not do the show soon. Ah, fuck, I want to relax. Fuck. And I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm good.
So, Dominic, obviously, I got to say thank you for all the editing and thanks to all the interviews that you've organised this year. It's obviously I would say probably the glue that's held all this together is all that. So, couldn't thank you anymore. Thanks to every one of our 5 listeners. So shout out Jude, shout out Harry.
Yeah, our average has gone up to 7. That means Sholto was also listening.
Thanks, Sholto. You're the best. And thanks Dominic's mum. For us, number 3 fuck. Thanks, obviously thanks for all the artists that have or even just guests that have come on to this podcast over the years. Well, always thanks to Mini-Me for just jumping on for episode 200. That was a wild recording. I was doing that while I was down in Melbourne. And thanks to Corey to hopping on that one as well.
Thanks to even the artists that just work with us either incidentally or just in the moment. Like we've gotten 2 releases from Grief Eater early, so thank you for that.
Oh yeah, actually on that, we didn't cover your shit this year, Dan. I do apologize, but you did send some stuff over early, or some stuff just told me to listen to and give feedback with, which I have done. Dan, you have always been a great friend of the podcast, so I do have to apologize that we didn't get to covering your stuff this year. It's just the way that it goes. But I can say safely, you did still put out good stuff this year.
We'll probably cover in 2026 because I would like to hear it.
It will probably, It probably will be. Yeah. It's one of them was like a more proper cyber grind project, which is like I think yeah, maybe should be something that we cover at some point. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, it just goes the way that it is. I mean, there was also like 50 different Elizabeth Whitington projects that came out at different points this year as well that we never got to cover. There was so much of just things like we have in our lore that we didn't even get to touch this year.
Yeah, like there are how many fucking Paradol projects?
Mm. Whether we do get to them or not is something else. I've been riddling. You can catch me on the Aus Skramz Directory. You can catch me on my Instagram where I'm posting all these stuff and have probably all posted them. Probably catch me at a gig. And you can probably catch me having a bunch of water to kind of cure my throat after speaking for 2.5 hours.
You just hit that mark exactly. Hello, I'm Dominic. You can catch me online. You catch me in the editing bay. You catch me on Instagram, I guess. I don't talk about Instagram, even though I've been doing most of my promotion for the show through my Instagram, and I don't know, weird thing.
I do it every once in a while on mine.
Thank you so much, though, for everybody who has listened. This is hopefully we go back into doing a little bit less long episodes, and then inevitably we'll just make longer ones again. That's just how the cycle goes. But you can
Never
always
stop,
hope.
baby.
Once, eventually we'll get back to the 4-hour landmark we did for episode 99, but probably not for a long time. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. Bye bye.